And there we are. Typity type.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I'm not sure how much this is picking up. I got a new mic arm, so I've been playing with it.
Cool.
Yeah. I bought a $29 thing with a mic arm, a pop filter. I don't know if it's popping or not. A pop filter, a mic condom, and what did it come with besides the arm? And it came with thingies. I don't know. I'm using almost everything on it, so that works.
Cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, that is.
For $29, I'll take it.
Yeah. Remember when Skype had this great idea? Let's detect the sound of someone typing at a keyboard and just automatically mute that. And then like people will be talking and they start typing while talking and all of a sudden their voice would drop out.
I can't. On StreamYard, I can set to do the noise cancellation thing. I turned that off. I don't care. Yeah, I say you need to hear everything. I'm sorry.
The problem with noise cancellation is it doesn't take into account people that like play music or things like that. Noise cancellation is fine tuned for people talking on like a headset or a built-in laptop microphone, and so it's focused on voice. Mm-hmm. And so anything that's not voice, it tries to mute, unless someone walks away from their computer while you're on a call, and then there's like a faint sound in the background, and it's like, oh my God, that person talking got really quiet. We better boost that full blast.
Skype was really good at that, actually. Skype goes, I hear a little bit. Let's push the volume all the way up. I turned that auto thing off on Skype. That went away.
Yeah, I've been on calls, Teams calls with people where they go walk away, and a few minutes later, their air conditioner comes through my headset full blast. I feel like getting a sweater. The air conditioning is coming through so much.
You know what? You know what I do in Teams calls? I'll walk away, but I still talk because I'm in the bathroom and I have a wireless headset. And I go, yeah. They're like, where'd you go? I'm like, I'm in the restroom right now. Just a second. And they're like, oh. I'm like, you know what? When you got a potty, you got a potty. They're like, well, I mean, we can't see you. I'm like, I don't think you want to see me. You can hear me,
nope.
But you don't want to see me. It's fine. Like, oh, okay, as long as you're paying attention. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'll do that with my sister or my family. I'll be sitting there talking to them on something, and I'll walk away. They're like, we can't see you anymore. Where'd you go? Where'd he go? I'm like, I'm right here. They're like, what? I'm like, I'm in the potty. Do you want to see this? I don't think so.
No, we do not.
No. You're like, that's disconcerting. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, so? Your point is? So.
Yeah. Well, I just got home from work. Like, I got off the train at like 7:20-ish and got in the door 7:30-ish, scarfed down dinner while prepping the show.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, I was ripping Blu-rays, so.
In a way, I brought this on myself because last week, well, actually, it goes back further than that. Back in the 90s, Microsoft made a operating system. No, I think I went back too far. OX64 ready. Crap. Twitch had my audio muted. Good evening. Good evening. OX64, he's got the channel points. He's got 55.3 thousand channel points. And he's going to use those to invest in the dip, is what he's going to do. And we're gonna be rich.
Oh. I mean, you could suggest the poll, I think.
I'm just waiting for that signal from OS64. Buy Netflix now, and then I got to wait for the sell now, because I haven't figured out when the dip is good or when I don't know that stuff. but
I don't know. Look at me.
But OX64, he's buying in on it. He's gonna be rich.
I'll help him out. I got 89K, so
yeah.
So I always hit that little bonus button that gives me 50 extra points. Just adds to it. Yeah.
So we've been migrating people onto OneDrive is what we've been doing.
I am so sorry. I hate OneDrive with passion, by the way.
Well, for years,
Every Windows install, uninstall OneDrive.
Well, for years we've been using Office 365 without OneDrive, which is, one of the problems of that is Office used to have, and still does in a sense have, and speaking of Office having things, Brian's in the house.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, Brian.
I click on this link on Twitch.
Oh, no, you should be clicking wings. Oh, wait, you can click.
The link that I
Mayor Alberta Canta, the return of the deviltry with the mayor. Join me. What the hell?
What that?
I know. That's what
I didn't send you anything about that.
No. That's right on Twitch.
On Twitch.
I think that's the title,
the place
isn't
that
it?
we go to.
Right on the Twitch
That's the
website.
title.
On our channel or on the front page? No, the title is late October back in aughtie-four.
No, I'm not talking about ours, you dumbass.
So someone else?
A guy named Mayor Albert Licata. I'll post you the name.
Really?
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
I'm going to need you to spell that because
You
Exactly.
copy paste that into the links there, Brian.
You can't say it, so you're going to need to spell it.
Yeah, you need to copy and paste that sucker boy.
There you are.
There you go.
Hang
on.
Are you
I
saying?
just got to you.
Are you saying that there are 2 Deviltry themed streams going on tonight? Is that what you're saying?
Apparently.
What?
I don't know if
I don't know. I just been watching about Katy Perry and Trudeau like making out in Paris or something. That's all I know.
Okay.
Yeah, Katy Perry and Justin
fucking
Trudeau, man, they're
right
the thing gators. They're getting
See
it on.
the guy? Yeah, see the guy?
Not yet. Because I
It's
got to
in the
type that
it's
in
in
now.
Oh,
Copy and paste, dude.
right click.
I did.
Open a new window.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, the return to the Deviltry with the mayor.
What? No.
Mayor Alberto Licata.
Whatever his name is.
Now I sound like you.
No, you can't. You can't do. Has someone messaged you to say, "I'm sorry, you're not allowed to"?
I don't know what this guy's doing.
Chat 1444 says, "Who's that fat bald guy over there staring at you?"
Everybody here, man. Except for that some dude right on the bend there with a flashlight walking around. I saw him.
It's the police. They come to hassle you. They can't be talking about me.
Do you have your video on?
Not in their channel. Oh, this dude is literally streaming from his car.
Salamander70 says, "Look, it's Art the Clown."
No, oh my God. This guy is literally at the tree, I think. I think he's there.
No!
I think
What are we
he's
gonna
literally
do?
at the tree. I think this is literally a live cam.
Have we been upstaged? What's going on here?
We've been upstaged. Someone went out
no.
there.
Should we post? That's our tree, dude.
Yeah, don't touch that tree.
Wait.
We're calling the cops.
You know what? We got to confirm this. Where is this tree at? All right, there we go. Oh, followers only. Only followers.
You gotta follow.
All right, I'm following.
You gotta follow because of the tree.
Let's see if it's the right tree.
It's probably gonna give me a 10-minute
Johnny Gator
follow.
says, "Where is this tree at?" Shaquille says, "Start
Oh, and it buffers now?
car." Johnny Gators
Oh,
is
and
now
it goes-
following.
Welcome in, Johnny Gator.
Oh, look,
Here
Johnny
at Club
Gators is
Great
now
State of New
following.
Jersey. Welcome in. We're here with Mayor.
Yep, in Jersey, he said.
31 days of Halloween. I'm here at the Deviltry, one of New Jersey's most haunted spots. Yay, and one of the most haunted spots in America. We're
Yep,
gonna
you
go up
did.
to the tree in just a
Hey,
few
Sparky.
minutes.
See, I
what we
knew
can
we
see,
needed to cover
what
it.
we can do.
Salamander70 says, "Looking for."
Oh man, they're
Looking for worms, maybe. Oh,
their
come
their
on.
buffering is
Worms,
awful.
maybe.
Yeah.
Johnny Gators says I've been there before. The police stopped and hassled me there Halloween 2004.
Look, there he is again. He's up there with his flashlight.
Johnny Gators
And the
says be
tree.
careful. Probably
up there with his
Michael underscore says it is one of the 2 tree of Valinor that Ungoliant corrupted with Morgoth.
Do you see it? You see him walking around with his flashlight?
I don't know what that was saying.
Look, he's behind a tree.
Morgoth?
He's got like an AI bot reading out.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
text.
no, he
No,
has
that
CTS
is
going.
just cool. But
Yeah.
See him with his flashlight?
It's Android, so it's the Android GTS.
So this dude is stopped, parked here, scoping it out. No police hassling him at all whatsoever. This is totally unfair.
Does it look the same, Gators? Have they changed
what's
it?
that?
Gators, have they
I'm
changed it
calling
since?
the cop. I'm calling the cops.
I'm not doing that.
This guy isn't gonna like. So he'd be between
You-
me.
I don't know. It's hard to see because it's dark
Says
out.
I see him.
The car would be between.
He needs better equipment.
him. So if I was
Yeah, he
trying to
does.
get to the car, he's right
He's
Yeah.
put night sight on. Well, I don't know if his camera will do night sight. I guess he's not using his phone.
It's one of the fucking weirdos.
But how about that? Someone else is streaming about this tree tonight. Oh, Brian Blue's typing it. I'm calling the cops.
No, don't type that!
Too late.
Calling the cops.
Oh no!
Gators 93 says it's one of the worshippers guarding the tree.
Well, that's.
For the worshippers, oh no!
So,
Gators.
So what are you going to type in Mars?
I'm not following him.
Well, bingo. Click on the button. Oh, this is hilarious.
This is. What are the odds that this
I
would
know,
happen?
and you were kind of reluctant to do it yet again.
Well, I've told this story like so many times.
So we have a whole
L
new.
85 says where is the devil tree? Mad Mama 71 says hi.
Oh, Mad Mama.
devil tree's right here. It's right there. That tree right there.
Conveniently with no internet service.
Yeah, his internet sucks.
Yeah. Well,
XL64,
we're gonna go ahead and mute that for now. And
Gators is like, not fair! They upstaged us!
Oh, shoot.
64 writes in
That
the
is
most haunted spot with conveniently no internet service. And Sparky going, he said New Jersey. Yep, that confirms it. Because I
Yeah.
thought, there's probably a lot of devil's trees, but nope, he's at the one. He's at the same one. The one and only one. The one in the middle of a rich neighborhood that doesn't like to see people stopping and looking at their, especially if it's a like 3
You
cars.
know they're out there.
loads.
You know that
them.
person that lives there is out there with their coat. Okay, there's some people looking at my damn tree again.
He's probably calling the cops.
Well-
so I don't have to.
The thing that's working in his favor is there's not 3 clown car loads full of high school children
Right.
all piling out there.
Oh,
that is what caused
The
the
mayor
cops to
is
be
the
summoned.
law. I get it.
So, yeah, I mean, the moral of the story that we haven't told yet is if you're ever at a place where 3 carloads of high school students show up, just get the fuck out of there. just get in your car and get the fuck out of there.
Or just
I'm going to type that. I guess I should unmute. So I'm going to type that. What I learned
Puma.
from visiting
Alabama 70 says you.
the Devil's Tree. If 3 carloads of high school aged kids show up, get the hell out of there.
You want the law? I am the law.
I am the law.
Right here is where the Bobcat was last year. When we looked at the photos from the film last year, he was right fucking here. He was like 12 inches from, not even 12 inches from my leg.
A
Blues
bobcat.
Brian says thanks, Mike.
Okay, look, the path is worn down. All this is cleared out. This is where I saw that weird apparition.
Weird
right there.
apparition.
That.
Oh, he saw the apparitions.
I didn't see any apparitions. I saw people throwing eggs at the tree.
Says what
Gators.
I learned from visiting the Devil's Tree. If 3 carloads of high school-aged kids show up, get the hell out of there.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about
Gators, you weren't on the right stuff to see the apparitions. I'm sorry.
He's not getting it.
No.
He's not understanding. It's not the high school students to be scared of. It's the local police.
Well, he's claiming that these guys are claiming that they are the cops.
Mm-hmm.
Is this guy like a paranormal guy or something?
I think so, because he's talking about aberrations, and let me tell you,
Nice.
there's no aberrations there. It's just an old tree in a field.
And probably, maybe the apparitions were chased away by the 3 carloads of high school kids.
Well, we were there before the kids showed up, and no, there was no But then again, it was only starting to get dark at that point. All right, now he's giving close-ups of the
Boy, it got a lot of graffiti on it. First, I
yeah,
thought, is that
yeah.
disease?
Why
That
are
might
they
be my
graffitiing a tree?
This is why they call the cops on kids that would hang out at a tree, because some of them do dumb shit like that.
Why are they doing that? Captain Planet's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, he is.
What's that wire?
Well, I think parts of the trunk are wrapped in chain link fence, but he's not showing that right now. I mean, there's some people that believe it really is evil and it must be felled. And so it's not wrapped in a chain link fence anymore. But back then it was. They had wrapped the trunk to prevent the cutting.
Help, I've fallen. I can't get up. Madman. Shoot.
Anyways.
The chicken bones were from a Cuban witch doctor. See, the comments on them alone are precious.
And I said, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang. Ooh, ee,
Hey,
ooh,
Sparky, how are ya? And
then
OX
he shrunk my head.
64. I can't spell the word aberrant.
Sparky writes in, wait, is it against the law to be at this tree? Is it not by a road? It is right by a road, but it's also on private property. So if you park
go through the tree, you're on private property.
Right. He's gotten out of his car. So he is currently trespassing on private property and streaming it and documenting it for all the internet to see.
Mm-hmm. But he's probably the mayor, so maybe he I don't really care about that title. That doesn't give him a special right.
I don't think he's a mayor. I think he's the fake mayor.
He's the mayor of operations, baby.
He's the mayor of aberrations.
Or liberations. It depends on what he's on right now.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I know there's something up with his eyes. I see it in his eyes.
Maybe he's on that drink you were drinking yesterday, Gators.
Oh, Malort?
Yeah, maybe he's been drinking his Malorts.
Malort. I'll have another.
He's drinking 6 of those things.
Well, one of my coworkers is from Chicago.
Uh-huh.
So I saw him at work today. I walked up to him. I said, "You'll never guess what I found at the liquor store this weekend." And he's like, he stops, he thinks, he goes, "Malort?" I'm like, "Yep, you got it."
How did he know?
Well,
is he the one person that ordered the one bottle out of the giant case?
No. He doesn't live in my town. He lives in the city. But he's from Chicago. So when I say you'll never guess what weird thing I found at the liquor store, I figured being from Chicago, that would be his go-to guess. So.
Oh.
So
is that something from Chicago?
What is his thought about Malort?
He likes it. He says it's not that bad.
What is it? Is it a beer? Is it a?
It is a wormwood liqueur. It is very bitter. It's not good. It's not good. Here, tell you what. I'll have to pull up yesterday's show recording.
So Gators, I have a question.
Yes.
When are you gonna make your mixed drinks of Malort and Moxie?
No.
Your Moxie Malort mix?
No. Why would I ruin a perfectly good Moxie with that?
Because it might blend.
All right, let's see if I can find the part of the show where I take the shot.
So it's Jepson's Malort.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
Yep.
That is
Brian needs
And
a
so you don't
drink.
have to figure out how to spell it. I'll post it.
Oh.
Oops.
Yeah.
Not on his stream. And it says Wikipedia says it's from Chicago.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Basque liqueur from anise or wormwood. I don't even know what anise is. Or is that anus?
No. Well, as one person put it, to say it tastes like ass is an insult to the flavor of ass.
Oh, anise is a plant from the Eastern Mediterranean region.
Damn it! I'm looking at the wrong show. How come yesterday's show has not been archived to the Dune and Johnny page?
It's because Bob stole it.
Oh man,
Bob
Dune
Price.
Dune didn't post to YouTube yesterday. The fuck?
Oh well. It might be on Twitch if he has a Twitch pod.
He might have disabled all VODs. I don't know.
Oh, is he not a VOD? Is he not a VOD saver anymore?
I don't think so. Especially when
and
he's doing 5.
So this wormwood also makes I'll call it drink the drink absinthe.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's absinthe. Yep.
But not as good as absinthe. People like absinthe.
I don't know.
But
I don't drink.
It's very, very bitter, and it kind of lingers. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but then again, it's been promoted for years.
Oh,
as
and that
being-
was created in an area of Switzerland.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, Gators has a lot of Swedish things going on. First IKEA, now Malort.
Now Malort.
Now Malort.
Yes. So, anyways, what happened was I was I need to go to the liquor store because I need to get a bottle of Aquavit because usually on Thanksgiving dinner we'll have a family tradition of doing a shot of Aquavit. That my uncle had.
So you're gonna change it to Malort this year?
No. The Malort is the optional second shot. Is what that's gonna be.
And then they'll drink another 3 shots of Aquavit afterwards.
Yeah.
Taste out, right?
The leftover Aquavit will be to get the taste of the Malort out of everyone's mouth. That decides to do which will make it for a 3-shot Thanksgiving tradition.
Maybe
The
4.
traditional shot of Aquavit, followed by the optional shot of Malort, followed by the not-optional second shot of Aquavit to get out the flavor of the Malort, is the new
So
Thanksgiving
everybody's gonna be
tradition.
sleeping on the floor that night.
What's that?
Everybody's gonna be sleeping on the floor that night then.
Oh no, I'm sure that there'll be some designated drivers. Actually, I'll have my pick of the guest rooms because none of my siblings are going this year. So
that's right.
It's just me, my cousins, and aunt and
So
uncle.
after this, your cousins aren't gonna show up either.
The whole reason they have Thanksgiving there is because it's closer to my cousins and my aunt in that area, so they don't have to travel as far. So if they stop showing up, my aunt stops hosting it at that house.
Oh, well, there you go.
Although I'm surprised she's continued to host it this long. But anyways, so as I was saying, we've been migrating to OneDrive. And the problem that I had was that we were working on the Windows 11 migration because the service desk is responsible for that. And while we're trying to figure out how to do the Windows 11 migration, the manager of the sysadmin team starts saying, well, why don't we migrate people onto OneDrive at the same time because we need to migrate people onto OneDrive. And I'm like, that kind of makes sense, but you've taken our workload that we're already trying to manage and just thrown a whole second project on top of it. Could you kindly fuck off with OneDrive and let us do this.
Is that what you told them?
That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, that wasn't the exact words.
I said kindly.
Okay.
Hey, you know
I
what's
said
a nice
it
thing?
kindly.
You want to know a
Okay.
nice thing about OneDrive?
What's that?
It's Microsoft rather than Amazon.
Well, it integrates with the Office 365 suite, and the problem is that when you go from like Office year number to Office 365, the autosave feature ties into OneDrive, which
Yeah.
means if you use Office 365 without OneDrive, you don't have an autosave feature, which means if someone's laptop crashes in the middle of working on something that they haven't saved in a while, they're going to call you and ask you, when did autosave stop working? And then you're going to say, well, I've been here for about 5 years, and we've been on Office 365 longer than that, so a
I
long
heard
time.
corporate OneDrive is actually way better. So
So we migrated. Well, the main reason we migrated onto OneDrive is because we're trying to move our data storage off of the servers that we've been using, because of the virtual environment that many of our servers are in. The company jacked up the price because they got acquired by a larger company who decided we don't like small companies, so we're going to jack up the price and drive them away so that we can service more big companies. And so we're moving to another big company, Amazon, and moving things over to AWS, but we're also moving storage over to OneDrive.
that wasn't last week though.
No, that's been a
That,
long.
you were not moving that last week. That's good.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
the last
that's-
week's outage is already on Wikipedia.
yeah. Well, that was the sysadmin team has been responsible for the AWS migration stuff, and that did impact us some, but it didn't impact us majorly because not
Oh, that's good.
everything. We were a few things went down for a few hours, and life went on. Told people, hey, time for a coffee break. Come back later. It might be working.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the best I can do for you.
More like a couple hours later. Let's take a coffee break. 3 hours long. That's good. That works. 4 hours.
That's your kind of coffee break right there.
My coffee break is. I multitask. My coffee break is during everything else. So
Yeah. So anyways, the thing is that I've been focusing on Windows 11 migration, and the sysadmin teams are focusing on OneDrive migration, and they've been doing it after we migrate to Windows 11. And I don't know how they were keeping track of this, because we have a system that you can look up what machines are on what operating systems. Like, you could run a report. Like, the data is all there. Like, if you're responsible for migrating people onto OneDrive after they've migrated to Windows 11, there's nothing preventing you from going into the system and pulling up a report of all the machines that are on Windows 11 versus machines on Windows 10 and figuring out who needs to be migrated next. Like, we don't need to send engraved invitations here.
How many people on the OneDrive team?
What do you mean by team? You mean the migration team?
Yeah, of course. What else do you think I'm talking about?
Well, like, I think two
Not
people were working on it.
On the migration, yes.
Two people were on the front lines working on the migration.
Okay, so you teach two people how to run the report. You say, there you go at it.
They already know how to use this system. I shouldn't have to tell them how to do their job. I'm not in a position to tell them how to do their job.
Now you can quit bugging me, right?
Well, the thing is, they weren't bugging me. I think there was a spreadsheet somewhere, and they were expecting people to manually update a spreadsheet with people that have been migrated to Windows 11. And my coworker was maintaining a spreadsheet. I'm like, I don't know. No one told me where this spreadsheet is. I don't know what the fuck spreadsheet you're talking about. But if you want to know who's on Windows 11, the data's there for the take, and have it at it. It was my attitude towards it. But my coworker was updating the spreadsheet manually, but about 30 people didn't get put on the spreadsheet. And so all of a sudden we think we're done. And then someone runs a report and someone goes, hey, there's still 30 people that are like not on OneDrive yet. How did you miss those? And my response is, why did you hint this on us manually updating a spreadsheet when all this data is right there for the taking? But that's not really. I had to find a way to diplomatically say
in Microsoft Excel.
I don't know where the spreadsheet was. No one told me about it.
You've never been in to update it.
Right. I don't know where this mythical spreadsheet is. Maybe it's in OneDrive.
It's a
Well,
OneDrive
I mean, it makes
spreadsheet
sense.
of
The problem,
OneDrive.
well, the problem is Excel is not a multi-user tool.
It can be.
If
It can
two
be.
guys
Yep.
pull it in to make some changes and save it off, the last guy's changes stay, and the other guy's changes are lost.
That's not how it works.
No, that's called collaboration, Brian.
Well, there's two
Well, that's a
ways.
different version of Excel then.
There's two reasons why you're wrong.
Okay.
Reason
I'm
number
out of
one:
date. Yeah.
if you're doing traditional app-based Excel using, when user A opens up the spreadsheet, it puts a lock on the file, which means if someone else tries to open the file that is being edited, they'll be told that they can only open it in read-only mode.
Okay, good. There is a lock on the file. Yes.
You're a
That's
computer
good.
programmer. You should know that.
I haven't used Excel in that form.
That's a
in
Windows
many
feature.
years.
That's an OS feature. That's a, like... Okay. But anyways,
Well,
that
I
is
don't
how that
let
works.
anybody else use the computer while I'm using it.
Okay. It's been a while since you've been in office. It's a common thing.
No, I use it, but I use it solo.
But when you would use
It's a
it,
solo gig.
I'm sure at least once at Tharco you went to open up a Word or an Excel document and it told you this file is being edited by so-and-so, and it gave you the option to open in read-only mode. I'm sure you've seen that at some point in your life.
I run all the Office products on a local machine, not on the network.
When you worked at Tharco,
Even at Tharco, I was working on my own machine.
you never used a shared document on any of the shared drives ever.
That's correct.
In your entire time at Tharco.
That's correct. In 15 years, I never did that. That's correct.
No one ever said, hey, it's on that spreadsheet saved in the H drive.
I wasn't
Or
doing technical support on Office products.
But you were collaborating on different things that involve projects and program. No one ever notated things in a document that was saved on one of the drives?
I never ran across it.
Okay, that is amazing that you have never saved an Office document to a shared drive in all your years at Tharco. I am amazed.
Because I wasn't doing that. I was programming on SAP.
I think you're the only person in the building that
No,
never at some
I'm pretty
point.
sure that Nick never did it.
I don't know. $10 says he has at least once.
Are we calling Nick?
We might have to.
Yeah, we'll have to call Nick.
We'll
Are
have
we
to
calling
call
Nick
Nick.
and asking about his Halloween humbles?
So anyways, that is reason number one why one person's changes won't get overwritten by someone else's
Because it's locked. And that makes sense.
File locks. Now,
First, file locks suck, but that's beside the point.
they do suck because then if someone's computer crashes while they're editing a file, the lock doesn't get taken off, and then you have to like make a copy of the file.
And you know what really
or-
annoys me about
Yeah.
Windows is that you open up a file on a computer that's just got a local network, and it thinks that the file is locked. I'm the only guy on this machine. It's not open.
Right,
That you
right.
know of, Brian.
It is possible for a file to get stuck in a locked state and
Yeah.
have not.
And
gotten
it doesn't tell you who's using it.
Right. I've had to deal with that a few times of having to unlock
It's
files. Now here's the other thing. Office 365 allows you to use a browser-based version of it where you go into you browse to the Microsoft site and your company has a license for it and it's assigned to your user account with Microsoft. And that allows you to open up a cloud web-based version of Excel and work on documents. And in the cloud web-based version of Excel, you can do collaboration where multiple people could be in the same file at the same time and everyone sees it being updated as people are updating it. So that is another option. So you absolutely can, in the modern time, have multiple people work on the same file at the same time, and everyone's changes are going to get made.
That's
That's the other option.
Yeah.
So it could have very well been a collaborative spreadsheet saved someplace that I could have just popped in, made it like, hey, Joe
Actually,
Blow's
some
computer
projects
needs to be
would
put
be
on one drive.
better if you used a tool that's a multi-user database
Right.
where you're just ticking flags. This one's been upgraded,
Right.
and only the row level will be locked.
So
So
the
you
point.
go in, you hit the change, save it, you're done. Move
So
on.
the point is, there were 30 people that didn't get put on the OneDrive that should have, and there was, even though no one's really accusatory, no one's looking to throw people under the bus, no one's looking to play the blame game, there was a little bit of question asking, like, how did we miss these 30 people? Weren't these people put on the spreadsheet? And my answer to all that was, I don't know what the deal is with the spreadsheet, but I can certainly help get them on OneDrive. And everyone was kind of like, like, hey, how did this happen? Oh, we don't know. Okay, well, let's just all get it done. And I said, hey, look it, the two, actually, it was down to one of them now. One of the sysadmins was the last one that was still doing OneDrive migrations. So I said, hey, look it, me, my coworker, why don't you tag us in to help do it? That's like 10 each. We'll just knock it right out of the park this week. We'll get it done. We'll be good. And
do you assign the names to each person so you're not worried about stomping at each other's feet?
Well, we opened up a group chat and we had a spreadsheet. And
oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now we're down to like the person that's on maternity leave and a person that's busy with month-end stuff that needs to wait a few weeks.
The person's laptop is actually with him in Australia, right?
There you go. The Australian laptop. Yeah, no. But so last week I did the OneDrive migration for, let's say he's about somewhere around number 3 in the company.
Okay.
I think if you're going to rank everyone, he'd be somewhere. He's not 1 or 2, but he might be number 3.
Oh.
So
when you have a number 3, you're having a bad time.
No, I'm just saying when he asks for something, you say yes, sir, unless it's unreasonable. So, which was fine. He's a good guy. I like him. He likes me. We like each other. And so I get him on the OneDrive on his laptop, and I'm showing him, how it works, and your document's going to be here now, and this is going to go away, and this goes here and that, and this is going to make your life so much better and easier and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, well, it's kind of filling up my hard drive. I'm like, well, it's going to be smart about what it leaves in cloud-based and what it saves locally. But if you're running out of hard disk space, we can swap that 250 gig drive for a 1 terabyte drive. And he goes,
yes.
And he said, yes, I'd like that. And I'm
Yes.
like, okay, well, I'm heading out, but maybe next week. Well, here we are, and it's next week.
Yeah,
So
how's that going?
Well, so today he sent me an email and said, hey, can we get that hard drive upgrade that you promised me done today? And so I'm like, okay. And in the past, it's gone really quick because we have a solid state hard drive duplicator. It's this little disk that has the 2 slots in there. You put the old drive in one slot, new drive in another slot.
Those
hit
are
the
nice.
button.
I actually need to pick one of those up. Those are actually very handy.
Yeah, and I've knocked one of these out in a half hour in the past.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
So I basically said to him, hey, let me know when you can be without your computer for 45 minutes to give myself a buffer, and we'll get that done. And what does he say? He says, oh, great. Can we do it at 3? Here's the thing. If I want to catch the 4 o'clock train, the latest I can leave the building is 3:30 to walk to the Ruggles station. If I could get out of the building at 3:15, I could catch a train to South Station.
Why is the Ruggles not a freaking 70s bubblegum pop band?
It should be, but it's a train station in Boston.
It's like, oh yeah, we're listening to the Ruggles today.
The Ruggles.
As opposed to Singapore, they have a Ruffles train station.
Well, in the United States, we have Ruffles potato chips.
Yeah, they have ridges ridges. I'm sorry, they're ridges. That's better.
They're great with onion dip.
Oh, they're excellent with sour cream and onion dip. Oh my goodness. And the Tostita bean dip. That stuff's good with it too.
Oh, you know what though? I prefer the Frito scoops for the sour cream.
Oh,
and onion dip.
I buy those for my chili. I do that for my chili Frito pie. I do that.
That's great too.
Yeah.
So I figure, okay, 3 o'clock, maybe I can swing by before 3, get it out of his hands a little early, get an early start on this, everything goes smoothly, knock it out the park, throw a laptop at him on my way towards the door, run to Ruggles, catch my train on time. That is not how it happened. The universe decided no
to fuck with you.
That is.
NOS says right there.
Oh, that's still on.
What? 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 What?
What?
We got to mute that so I can have sound effects. So I swing by his office 10 minutes at 2:50, 10 minutes before 3. He's not there, but his laptop is, and his executive assistant is. And I'm like, well, if he's still in a meeting, he doesn't need his laptop. All right, if I just take that now? And she's like, sure. So I took his laptop. And the thing is that you want to disable BitLocker.
Well, yeah.
Before you... Well, I made the mistake of selecting decrypt instead of selecting suspend.
Oh, that's going to take a good hour and 20 minutes to decrypt. Depends on how much he has.
Well, the reason he's doing this is because the damn drive is filled up. So now the last one I did not take as long to decrypt, but his drive took for fucking ever to decrypt.
That's because his drive was full, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, but I've done this before for other drives that were full. It didn't take as long, but it was also earlier in the day. But I swear I've done decrypt, duplicate, enlarge, encrypt within a half hour the last time I did this. I don't know how, but maybe my sense of time is off. I don't know. All I know is it took for fucking ever, and I kept watching train after train after train go by on my schedule, and kept texting Kristen like, well, gotta be there maybe around 6-ish. Well, maybe I'll get there before 8. And so I managed to catch the train that got me home at 7:30, just in time to scarf down some dinner and get ready for this show. But I'm happy to say that the computer is done. The decryption finished. Now I know you don't need to decrypt. You just need to suspend. At least that's what AI tells me. Of course, it also told me that, no, it is too late to stop decrypting. You have to let it finish to the end. You can only suspend the job. You can't back out of the job. So once I hit that button, I was resigned to not going home on time. I screwed myself is what I did.
Things happen.
Meanwhile, I did have a chance today to tell people we either need to do something about that damn conference room, or I'm going to Harbor Freight, buying a TV mount and coming in next week with my tools. And they all were like, I don't think he's joking. I don't think he's joking. I think he's really going to do it. So, and Brian was correcting, they have raffles.
Oh, raffles.
Oh, yeah.
Raffles sounds like an old school department store.
No, raffles is what we did to raise money at school. My brother won a Bible at a raffle. Yeah.
You know, the corner store, I got to go to Raffles to pick up some milk.
There you go.
And there's no ridges.
So here's what happened. This morning I do the rounds to check all the conference rooms, and the damn Paul Revere conference room has the web camera not working.
Oh,
and
what?
And it probably is because there's probably a loose wire that the wire for the camera to connect to the computer back there is probably
they gave
loose.
you a new computer then, right?
Right.
Okay.
I thought the camera was working when we put it back together, but I can't say for sure because I wasn't the guy that put it all back together. So I get, on my back, under the TV, to reach back to try to find the camera wire to see if I can tighten it, and the whole picture goes out. So then I start wiggling the wires that I just wiggled, and the picture comes back, but the camera doesn't come back. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm done, I'm fucking done, I'm so fucking done with this. So today at the service desk meeting, when they're like, anyone have anything for the room? And I'm like, I do. Camera is out in the Paul Revere room. I tried to get behind that TV to see if I can get it connected. I couldn't. I almost brought the whole thing down. I got it back up. If we don't get a quote approved to do something in that room, I'm going to Freight Harbor. I'm buying a TV bracket, and I'm bringing my tools in next week. And they all laughed, and the other one said, I don't think he's joking. And I'm like, and my boss actually came up with a good angle. He's like, if you keep doing this, one of these days that thing could fall on you. This might be a safety issue. And I'm like, I think that TV's pretty secure to the wall. I'm not concerned about that, but if that angle helps you get the quote approved, by all means.
You said yes. Yes, workers comp. Yes.
Workers comp.
Yes.
So and actually one of the other
I mean,
managers
you would
on
have
the
no
call-
problem staying at home for 3 weeks and getting full pay, would you?
I mean, the thing is like I think the quote was something like $6,000 to $8,000 to put new
You put
brackets
in a
up.
freak amount?
So that's why. So the other one of the other supervisors in the call was like, "Gee, maybe we should just go get a bracket. You know, me and Johnny can come in on a Saturday and knock it out." I'm like, that's not a bad idea. And
Saturday. Are you gonna live stream it?
and then we could pocket the rest for lunch money.
Are you live stream? Are you gonna live stream it on Twitch?
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I don't know. That'd be fun, but probably not.
No, you don't want the $25 bracket. You want the one that's a little better.
Well, we need
How
one
big is the TV?
70-inch, maybe. It's big.
It's a big boy. Okay.
It's big.
Okay,
It's-
this says blah 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 blah.
Probably 45.
Up to 60 inches.
Sixes.
Okay,
Yeah.
you needed one something a little bit bigger.
Honestly, I would also at Harbor
The thing
Freight,
is,
Brian.
I bought 2 of those and it works great.
Brian.
Oh, yeah.
I'm only at about 40.
I have those
45-inch
too.
TVs.
Yeah.
I have those
Harbor-
in some of mine. Yeah.
But in a corporate with something like that, you don't want the cheapest one. You want to go for the one right above the cheapest one. Just a
Well,
little more
and the other
expensive.
thing is, we want to get
Yeah.
one that lets you pull the TV away from the wall so that you can get to the
So it
wire.
has
slot.
either
Oh,
the
this
high
one,
drop-
this one will pull away and swing.
A swinging
swing out.
a swinging arm is not going to work for this TV. We need something that's a full size bracket for a very large TV, but also I think it's got kind of like an ironing board leg type of thing going.
the scissor style.
Scissor style, something like that. But yeah, we'll see. So, anyways, I did make the threat today, and they're starting to take me seriously. So we'll see how that goes. But I suppose we should really get into the story because it was back, all the way back, in the year of our Lord, 2000, aughtie-four.
Oh, aughtie-four.
Aughtie-four.
Okay.
Oh, what a night.
Deviltry is, so it's the year of Satan.
Oh, what a night. Oh,
Late October back in aughtie-four.
yeah, there you go.
I had recently moved to Maine. I mean, I moved to Maine earlier that year, around May, I believe, or June is when I moved to Maine. And it was also right around the time shortly after I had gotten my second job in Maine. Because my first summer in Maine, I was just working at Walmart while job hunting for something better. And then in October, I got hired as a bank teller at the bank. And then a year later, I got promoted to IT. And so I was just starting my banking career that was going to lead me to my IT career. Things were looking up for me. I think it was around the time when we had just moved into the trailer because we were living in Seth's parents' house for much of that summer. And then I started the bank job. We moved into the trailer. And I think that all happened in the month of October. So towards the end of October, it was like, okay, we're in the trailer now. We're up. We're settling in here. I need to get home sometime and get back home to Jersey and bring another carload of stuff because basically I had brought 2 carloads of my stuff to Maine when I moved there and was just bringing things up a carload at a time anytime I had a chance to go home and visit for a while. And then stuff I didn't need I just stashed in the office of basement of my dad's office. But so it was like, all right, why don't we go down to Jersey for Halloween? We'll go down, we'll hang out, we'll load up the car with stuff and bring it back. And that was when I was still driving my first car, the I think it was a 93 Mercury Sable wagon.
Wow. It's a wagon.
Yeah.
Of course it's a wagon.
Of course it's a wagon. That was the first wagon.
The Gators family is a wagon family.
Well, that one was another free car from my grandmother.
Wow, your Grammy loved her wagons.
Yeah, they
And
were
she
a
just
fan
gave
of
them
the
away for
wagons.
free. Look at that.
She gave me the 93. She gave my brother the 95 Taurus wagon, and then
You
I
should
got.
have taken the 95.
And then but that's the order they were given away in, and that's the order we grew up to drive in. So and then I got the when it was time to and then I bought the 2000 actually yeah then I bought the 2003 Taurus wagon, and then when I moved back here, my grandmother had passed, and so I got the 2008 Taurus X SUV wagon. So yeah, I've gotten 2 cars from my grandmother, but I was still driving the first one, the 93, and that was that the attempt to drive it down to Jersey for Halloween was the last outing on the road that car ever had. It didn't make it back to Jersey.
Aw.
It made it as far as Augusta. We so I'm like, hey Seth, why don't you come down with me and we'll go hang out. We'll go, meet up with Genocide Rob, and we'll do some fun for Halloween. Rob, I think, wants to go hang out in the Abandoned Mental Institute. Maybe we can get him committed while we're there. And Sparky
Didn't
writing
work,
in.
did it?
So Johnny has never owned a pickup truck. No, I have never owned a pickup truck. I'm a wagon man myself.
I never
driven
owned
a
a
pickup
pickup
truck.
truck, but my dad had a pickup truck, and I drove it quite a bit back in the day.
I had a Radio Flyer as a kid. Does that count?
That totally counts. I had one of those too.
Mine was the good metal one, not the stupid plastic ones they have nowadays.
Same.
Yeah, the good metal ones, dude. The ones that kids can ride and not fall apart.
And I had the metal pedal fire truck where you push the pedals
never
back
had
and forth.
that. I never
yeah,
had
I
that.
had that.
Oh my
You
goodness,
still have
yeah.
it?
Dude, those
I don't know where it
go
ended
those
up.
go for some money if you have those in prestige.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are some dollar right there.
Well, the ladders are gone on it. And it's
What about
probably
ladders?
a rusty mess. I don't know. They broke. They were plastic.
Did you try climbing on them?
I don't remember that thing just got parked in our garage for years.
Oh, sad.
And the last time I saw it was in Hillsborough. I don't know if my dad moved it to Reddington or if he just unloaded it at that point.
Just said, I'm dropping this on the side
He
of the
took
road.
it to work
Bye."
with him.
I don't think so.
Was he
I
still work at the trash company?
No, he hasn't. he stopped working for them before I even met you.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. What are?
Those old pedal cars. Your fire truck, it's probably worth a couple.
Well, I don't know.
Easily.
I'm thinking ones from the 70s or 60s or 50s are probably worth more than the ones from the 80s.
Dude, the original Radio Flyers, if they're in excellent condition, go for a lot of money.
I don't know. Let's see if I can find somewhere. I got a movie of it. Here we go.
I've now sidetracked the tree story. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. This is a fun sidetrack because you could drive your fire truck to go
Here's a
see the
vintage
Devil's
fire
Tree.
truck. Pedal car number 2, $150. There's no ladders on it either.
Yeah, what year is that one, Brian?
It doesn't. It just says vintage.
Okay.
Well, there I am in mine. There it
go.
is.
Whoa. All right. With the ladders.
With the ladders.
Hey,
That was Christmas morning there. Me with my what starts with F and ends with UCK fire truck. That's what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last joke that Soupy
Dude.
Sales ever did in public.
Dude, you missed it. You missed it. We were tuning into someone live at the tree right now.
Someone is actually streaming live from the Devil's Tree tonight.
Yeah.
And
they're trying to upstage us.
oh, actually, they're driving away now.
Good. They probably got
bye.
chewed away.
He's probably on US 22 if from the looks of it.
Oh,
But,
he also said last year he saw an apparition dude.
Yeah, sure he did.
Yeah, that could have been us. Yeah.
But yeah, no, dude was totally live streaming from the Devil's Tree tonight. And yes, it had like a little bell on a string.
He's probably going to the Haunted Asylum now.
That might be. So, anyways, I get into the car, and we make it as far as Augusta. And for some reason we took a detour. I think what it was is we were going to swing by Walmart to buy something, and while we're doing that, the road we ended up on was the side street that was very steep, and so I get to the stop sign at the top of the hill, and no, they did not get harassed by the man, but also 3 cars worth of high school students didn't show up, so he had that going in his favor, and he also didn't go right on Halloween. You know, he's there a little early. The trick is to not go on Halloween. But, yeah, he did not get harassed. So I'm at the top of this hill. It's a stop sign. It's clear. I move my foot off the brake towards the gas. I give it gas, and the car made a big honk and jumped up about 5 feet up off the ground and then started rolling backwards down the hill. And that was the last thing that car ever did.
I take it the drive shaft popped up, broke.
They said it was the transmission that went.
You joint went.
What
popping in the air was the drive shaft planting into the ground.
Well, I don't know if it really popped 5 feet up in the air. It felt like I moved up. It basically was like going over a large bump. But it was something to do with the transmission, because at that point there was no transmission. It was just permanent neutral. Was about all.
Well, if your drive shaft dropped off, it would act like it was a neutral, because you got no power to the wheels.
Well, we could call up Mike.
The brakes still worked.
The brakes did still work. That was the only thing that worked.
Otherwise, you would be starting your own deviltry.
No, the guy behind me would have been. Yeah, he ended up going around me while I'm trying to figure out what I can or can't do. Because at some point I'm like, like all I knew is that whenever I took my foot off the brake to try to give it gas again, the car would start rolling backwards again.
This is backwards.
So I'm like, I want to try to give it gas, but I don't want the car to roll backwards. So I actually had to 2-foot it, where I moved my left foot over onto the brake and my right foot over the gas so that I could give it gas as I took my left foot off the brake to see if I could get some forward momentum going if I gave it some gas. But that did not work.
What if you just did a U-ey right there and went back down?
I just rolled down to the bottom of the hill and steered towards as much over to the side as I could and put on my flashers.
So I was telling you about this pickup truck that was my dad's. My brother and I would drive it around and stuff, and we were driving around the lake, and a piston rod broke. Ended that engine. So we got it back to the house, and my dad says, "Oh, I'll just get a new engine." So we put in a new engine.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I guess I could have put a new engine in this, but
whatever. You'd have to figure out the problem.
Yeah, we just.
If it was just a U joint, you could have just replaced the U joint, got it going again.
No, they said it needed a new transmission. Is what the assessment from the mechanic was.
Yeah, the mechanic was looking at some money.
Mechanic was a family friend of Seth's family. I trust his assessment.
Right.
Guy was always good to me. He passed my car past inspection even when it shouldn't have. So
there you go.
In fact, I'll stop saying who it was. I'll just tell that story because one time, the last year living in Maine, the gas gauge stopped working on my car, and the check engine light.
Gas gauge, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I just kept track of the trip odometer really closely. And because I went to have him look at it because the check engine light came on and the gas gauge stopped working right. And so he looked at it. He saw the code it was getting. He said, "Oh, looks like you're going to need to drop the gas tank to get that sensor out of there. That could be a little expensive. It'll work fine without it, but that's the next step if you want to do that." And
sensors are like $30.
Well, no, but he thought it was a sensor inside the gas tank, which would have been labor to drop the gas tank, get into there, whatever. It was, I mean, keep in mind my budget wasn't. Nowadays, I'd probably be like, yeah, whatever. The car needs it. I'll do it. But back then, I was, just starting out in my IT career. I was not making good money at all.
First start out.
the fire truck that Sparky shows us has the proper
Yeah.
ladders.
It's
That
like
is
2000
older than mine. That's got
It's only
wooden
$2,000
ladders.
Yeah.
Wood, yeah, wood is
Yeah.
better. Just like on Oak Island, wood is
that
better.
is an older that truck just looks of an earlier vintage than mine. That is, but of course anyone can ask anything. It's the sold listings that kind of give you a better feel. But yeah, there's money in these old toys. It would be worth seeing what an '80s vintage pedal car
Incidentally,
goes for.
next week Tuesday,
Yeah.
the new season of The Curse of Oak Island starts.
Well, good for you. You have fun
Huge.
with that. Yeah.
You're a dumbass.
Oh wait.
You're a dumbass.
I was just helping people that would be interested.
And I'm just calling them dumbasses. So where was I? Help me get back on track.
Oh, you were.
Oh yeah,
talking-
Mike's a line. So
Yeah.
so he told me, hey, everything's kind of fine mechanically, but if you're gonna want to fix that check engine light and the gas gauge, we would probably need to schedule time to get into the gas tank, and it's probably going to be this many hours of labor and this much and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
Johnny was
So-
saying that his ladders were plastic.
so actually they were white. I forget if they're plastic or wood though. So I just decided, whatever, I'll just use the trip odometer, keep track, and gas it up every day, and I'll be fine. And I drove it like that for a year, and then and then it was time to get it inspected again. And I wasn't sure how strict Maine was on passing inspection with a check engine light, because I know, like in New Jersey, you can't be taking the car to inspection with any lights or alerts up.
Yeah.
But I also know in Maine, inspection generally doesn't involve emissions or connecting any wires of the car. It basically is pretty much just a physical inspection. So I'm like, gee, this isn't actually a type of issue that makes it not roadworthy. I wonder if it'll pass. So I call up the mechanic that I regularly went to, and I said, could a car get past inspection if the check engine light is on? And she's like, well, the official, state of Maine policy. And I'm like, okay, but if it's check engine light's just on because the gas gauge isn't working, but everything else is fine, will it pass? And she's like, hold on a second. And so she asks the guy, and he's like, well, who's on the phone? And she's like, who is this? And I said, oh, it's, Johnny Gators. She's like, oh, it's Johnny Gators. He's like,
He's
oh,
a
give me
state inspector.
and he's like, oh, give me the phone. He's like, oh, sure, bring it on in. It'll be fine.
With that Maine accent.
Yes, exactly. And so I brought it in. He said, yeah, I know you're not a state inspector. It's no problem.
That's funny.
So I trust that guy. He's a good guy. So a year later, when I was getting ready to move to California, I was like, I don't think the state of California is going to be as nice and friendly with
State
me.
of California's anal about that stuff.
So I'm like, I better fix the check engine light now before I bring this to California. So I brought it back to him. I said, I need to get this check engine light turned off before I take the car to California. He said, oh, sure, we'll take care of that. And I'm like, you said that you need to drop the gas tank? He's like, well, let me look into that. And he did a little further research. He said, no, I think this sensor that's a lot cheaper and easier to change will solve the problem. Let's give that a try first. I'm like, okay, great, you do that. And he did it, cleared it right up, which annoyed me a little bit. It's like, you mean I've been driving like this for a year, and it was just like a $30 fix.
Yep. It's probably the mass air sensor or something. Mass airflow sensor or something.
No,
Well,
Spark-
I had a Chevy Vega which was rusted badly, and one of the cylinders was shot, so it was now a 3-cylinder car. Okay, and this was in Denver, and one of the shock absorbers was so rusted it just the mounting bracket was gone. So the mechanic just wired the sucker up to make it work, and he says, "Yeah, you'll pass their safety inspection."
Yeah. Now, Sparky writes in, an inspection and a emissions test are different things. Check engine light would be an emissions
course.
thing. Now, well, the thing is, an inspection is completely different state by state.
Yes.
The emissions test is a part of the inspection in New
Yes.
Jersey. The emissions test is the only thing in California.
Now,
In
one,
fact,
one of the
you don't
things,
call it an inspection, you call it a
Yeah.
smog check.
yeah, and one of the things that a check engine light will tell you when something about the emissions is not working,
Right.
and
I
that
mean,
could be just the gas
but-
cap.
But the point is that the state law of Maine requires that you not have an alert lit on your car in order to pass the state inspection. So technically, check engine light is an inspection thing, but that's because that's what the state declares.
A fellow I worked when I was in Houston, he had this old Mitsubishi pickup truck. It
Okay.
was years old. When it crossed the 100,000 mile line, the check engine light went on. And he says, well, fuck that, right? Drives on and on. It hit 200,000 miles. Then it went off.
Oh,
So it was just a toggle.
it's a toggle. There you go.
You just need to drive another 100,000 and you'll be fine.
That's right. Put that car in a treadmill and get it going.
There you go.
Well, the thing is all it was doing, there. One of the things that a check engine light will say, you need to change your oil. That's it. So some are, every
Mine doesn't do a check engine light for the oil.
everyone is
Mine,
different. Everyone
yeah.
is different.
yeah, it's been cars for a long time now have had a option that a feature that tracks how many miles between oil changes that you reset.
Sure.
When you do the oil change.
Yeah,
so
oh,
it has
absolutely.
it has a specific DAG specifically for the oil.
In fact, you can get a tester for $30 or less that tells you what the codes are, right?
Yeah, I got
And
got
the
like
other
a
thing, you
Bluetooth
can go
dongle
in
that does
and reset that stupid timer.
Yeah. Sparky writes in, some check engine lights come on at 100,000 by default.
Yeah.
That could be what happened with that guy, and then the 200,000
Sure.
resets it.
Yes. It's a toggle.
Absolutely
great.
could be true. You
Great.
joke, but it might be really what happened.
Hey, I don't think this guy was a liar.
So, anyways, we got the car towed. It never drove again, and Gothard and I got into his car, which was a Ford Taurus SHO stick.
Oh, those are cool cars.
Because Conan
The-
O'Brien
the
used to
SHOs are
drive
cool.
one of those.
Yeah.
And it was red, and which it's funny. The week he bought it, his dad accidentally hit it with the snowplow, and
Oh.
and Seth was pissed because he's like, "How do you not see a red car against white snow? How did you not miss it?" But he got that fixed. That was no problem.
A fellow that I was working with in Denver, he bought a brand new car. Within a week, it had snowed and there was ice on the highway. He hit a patch of ice and his car spun, banging every single panel.
Ooh.
The car was okay. It's just was no longer new.
No, it would not be.
Yeah,
So
that's suckies, and they were roomies.
and so he was and the thing is that since we took Seth's car, I couldn't help with any of the driving because, as we said many times, especially in the early days of the show when it was an inside joke, Seth drives stick and I don't. And
That was inside at the time.
I always said that with a little twinkle in my eye, like he drives stick, I don't.
That's funny.
And it was our own funny little inside joke there. But so we got his car, drove down because I still want to get down to, part of me was like, it doesn't make as much sense to go down now because his car doesn't hold as much of my stuff as my car. It's not like there's anything essential I need to bring up and my car is broken down. I should probably just cancel the trip. And maybe I should have in hindsight, but I didn't. I'm like, no, fuck it. We're going to Jersey. Can we take your car? Yeah, sure, we'll take my car. All right. So we hop into Seth's car and start the trip all over again after towing my car back to
okay.
Lincolnville.
Got a little fake friend road trip. It's fine.
And, you know, Augusta ain't exactly just down the street from Lincolnville. Well, it is. It's down a street. It's just a rather long street. So, you know, this added like probably a few hours of doing this back and forth. So we get in this car, we get back on the road, and we head down to Jersey. And we crash in my old room at my parents' house because that room was still not repurposed. I don't think they ever repurposed that room for the rest of their time in that house. They put it on the market, sold it shortly after. So, yeah, so I might even still had I think I took did I take my bed with me? Or was that the dead lady's bed I slept in? So there might have still been a bed in my room.
Bed. Ooh.
Well, the trailer came with a bed. I still have the blankets from that bed. I use it.
So you have dead lady blankets.
Yeah, I have the dead lady blanket. That's what I call it. I kept that blanket that came with the bed that came with the trailer.
When you hold it, do you see apparitions?
No, I've never seen any apparitions.
Oh.
But I don't use it that much anymore. But I do always break that out whenever I set the guest room up for Seth. And go, here, have the dead lady blanket.
Enjoy your app. It comes with free apparitions. Here, have fun.
There you go. So, yeah, I think there was still a bed in my room, and I think we also had. So maybe Gothard brought a sleeping bag, and I took the bed, or vice versa, or so.
No air mattress?
Yeah. No, not an air. He just grabbed it. He had a sleeping bag. He's like, whatever. I'll sleep on the floor. I'll grab a sleeping bag. I'll be fine. He can sleep anywhere. He's pretty good about that. But that was okay. We had a lot of drinking to do before we got to sleeping. So we drive down to Jersey, drop our stuff off, and it's like, all right, let's find Genocide Rob. Let's figure out what we're doing tonight. And I think by then Genocide Rob was working at Lowe's. And I don't know if this was the time or not, but there was at least one time that I came down and I didn't tell him I was coming down. And so we go to Lowe's, and I just show up at Lowe's out of nowhere without him expecting me. And he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh.
Surprise.
And it's like, well, I need a snow shovel. It's like, a snow shovel? You drove down here from Maine for a snow shovel? I'm like, yeah, this is the best place to get them. They're on sale, right? You can get me the employee discount, can't you? But
Did you actually did you ever go get you a snow shovel?
No.
It's like, yeah, you're gonna be using that. You're gonna be using that snow shovel to shovel something else.
No. Snow shovels are banned from my house. No, kidding. I kid. I'm over it.
Okay.
I don't remember most of it.
I haven't used a snow shovel in 20 years.
I used a snow shovel about 6 years ago in North Carolina when they had that giant snowstorm.
One thing I've learned in my time, you always want to be on the handle end of the snow shovel. You don't ever want to be on the shovel end of a snow shovel.
Well, you're using the snow shovel wrong if you're using that part. You're not going to get much shoveling done with the handle.
I wasn't the one using the shovel. I was the one receiving the shovel.
Wait, the back of the head?
No, right in the front of the face. You all know about that story, don't you?
I don't.
Oh, my poor mother. My poor mother.
Did she hit you in the head?
The face.
Oh.
It's one of these things.
What did you do to her?
I snuck up on her while she was shoveling snow is what I did.
All I know is I used to be a smart ass. My mom, she used to hit me with her metal walking cane. That's about it.
Oh, I don't think Sparky knows this story. All right, so we're going to travel back in time a little further away from the Devil's Tree.
We getting that DeLorean?
To the blizzard of 1983, I believe it was.
Wow.
And my parents were shoveling out the driveway, and which means that the cars were snowed in.
Macro wasn't even born yet.
Which made it all that more difficult. So now the way I remember it, which is probably wrong, because it's not the way that my mom seems to remember it, but she never really liked retelling the story. And it's one of these things that every time we drove past the hospital that we went to, I always go, oh, that's the place we went when I got hit in the face with the shovel. I cringe now because that must have made my mom feel just so awful that I kept bringing it up. But to me, it was just something that happened. I never held it against her. I never thought that she should ever feel bad about it. But as an adult, I now am like, gee, I probably should have reminded her of that less often than I did.
Or even more often, depends on what you wanted. Mom, remember, I really want this. Remember that I wanted that new Sector castle. Remember that time you hit me with the snow shovel?
Sector Castle is great for hiding crap behind it in the closet when I was supposed to clean the room. But anyway, so it's the winter of '83. I'm out in the snow, and it was a blizzard, so everything snowed in. My parents are shoveling the driveway, and the way I remember it is that at some point, Mom went inside, and Dad was shoveling the driveway, and I picked up Mom's shovel. And these were old school metal snow shovels.
Oh, yeah. Those are great shovels.
And I'm holding the shovel, kind of pushing it along the driveway. Look at me helping Dad shovel the driveway like a good boy I am. And Mom just wanted to get back to work and get this damn driveway done. So when she came out of the house, she just came up to me, grabbed the shovel from me, and started shoveling. And I was pissed off by this. And so I started yelling to her, "No, I want the shovel. No, give me the shovel." And she gave me the shovel in a matter of speaking. Now, when I retold it that way once, my mom's like, "That's not at all what happened." But the way she told it was that she was shoveling. She would turn to throw the snow. I kept coming up behind her by surprise, and she kept telling me to not come up behind her like that. That's not how I remember it at all, though. But I was...
So she claims that you walked into the shovel, basically, because you're a dumbass.
Well...
Play the music.
That very well may be the case. That was...
You're a dumbass.
There we go.
You're a dumbass.
So, yeah, I remember, like, yelling at her, and I thought I was... You see, the thing is, I was 3. So, my
You were 3?
I was 3.
Wow.
Boy, child abuse starts very young.
This was not intentional.
I know, it's only
Yeah,
kidding.
Gators,
Now-
you got, you don't have to shovel snow anymore. If you're a Richie family, they have the heaters underneath the underneath the driveways now.
So anyways, the shovel cut like a razor blade when it hit my face.
Oh.
I couldn't understand why everyone was panicking, because being out playing in the cold and the snow all morning,
Oh, you didn't feel it. You were numb.
I was numb. I didn't feel a damn thing. In fact, I'm like, it's okay. It doesn't hurt. Don't worry. It doesn't hurt. As Mom put it, your face is hanging down, and you're like, it's okay. It doesn't hurt. I'm like, I just want to get back to playing. Like, dude, you knocked me with the shovel. That stunned me. But hey, I'm good. I'm all fine. Didn't feel a thing. And so,
Your mom was playing face off for real.
oh man, they were so panicked. They were so, so my mom is putting pressure on my face. My dad couldn't get the car out of the driveway, so
Because the driveway
Because half your face
being
was on
shoveled?
the driveway?
no, because they were still snowed in that bad. They hadn't cleared the driveway out. It was still snowed in. So my dad did the only sensible thing to do, which I think there was some talk of calling an ambulance, and the time it would take the ambulance to get
You
there.
just put that sucker in overdrive and go over the snow?
No. What my dad did was, so we lived on a block that there was another street behind us, and the houses behind us shared backyards. And so we were friends with the neighbors behind
Oh,
us.
did you just go drive through a fence?
No, my dad ran and cleared the fence in a single bound and got over to the neighbor's house.
In
and
his car?
No, the cars are stuck in the driveway.
Awesome, man.
Our cars did not move in this story.
The time my dad jumped 2 fences with the car back behind the backyard, that's what happened.
He cleared the
when my
fence
face
with
was hanging by a thread.
He cleared
It
the
totally worked out because I was watching the A-Team this morning.
Okay.
What?
No, he ran, he jumped, he cleared the fence.
Nice.
Thinking back, I think he's a little bit impressed that he did that because
You'll never be able to do that again, huh?
yeah,
Where was he going?
to the neighbors to get their car out of their shoveled driveway. And so the neighbors brought their car around and drove us to the hospital. And I remember,
Oh, I got it.
yeah, I remember my mom holding my face down, me trying to ensure that it
It's
was
like,
okay.
here, let me hold your face back on while we get there.
I'm like, dude, you could just let me up. I'm fine. And she's not even. This isn't even up for discussion. I'm having a one-sided
Your mom's
conversation.
Like, I'm
here.
pulling your face back on your head while we're getting there. Just a second.
Well, she's not even explaining this to me. I'm just like, it's okay to, it's just like, no, I'm strong, you weak, and I'm holding you down now. That's what's happening, and we're not talking about.
After all,
this.
you're 3 years old, right?
Right.
I mean, if this was just recorded on video.
No. So the neighbor comes around with the car. They load me in the back seat of the car. I'm sitting between my parents. They got my head down the lap, putting massive amounts of pressure on my face. I remember the car ride to the hospital. I remember the car ride home from the hospital. I remember the contrast of it was much nicer driving home from the hospital, being able to sit up and not having my head held down on their lap. Also, I was quite happy to be coming home from the nightmare situation that unfolded in between those two car rides. The nightmare situation so horrific. I have no recollection.
Oh, a
of
little
it at all.
trauma. Hole
You talking
there.
about the snow shovel is coming at your face?
No, I'm talking about the stitches that happened at the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh.
No
okay.
recollection. None. Nada. I remember being wheeled in. I remember commotion. I remember
Did they
kind of light up in the thing.
Wow.
Jam a bit of.
And I know something bad happened there. And I know that I didn't want to go back there to get the stitches taken out. And I know that I knew why I didn't want to go back there to get the stitches taken out. But I no longer have any recollection of between being wheeled in and being in the car coming home. That is gone. That is blank. That is my brain said no thank you. You wiped that one. So yeah, that
So what the heck is steamboo.com?
oh, that's someone trying to sell something.
Well, of
Yeah, don't go
course.
there.
Don't feed the trolls.
Yeah.
But what is it?
We don't care.
Don't click on it, please,
Don't-
Brian.
don't-
Never
No,
No,
click
I'm not
on
gonna.
it.
He put a space
Yeah.
in there. It's not clickable.
Don't no attention. They don't
Yep.
get attention.
Yep. So, after that, you were taking your trip with Gothard in the car, trying to pick up Genocide Rob, right?
Right. And so
And Johnny lived happily ever after with the stitches still in his face.
no, I got them out. Despite my reservations, I was not given the option of not going back. They assured me that it would be fine. It was not going to be at all as bad as the previous time. And they were right. It was not at all as bad as the previous time. Because all they had to do was take the stitches out.
Yanking stitches out is kind of cool. It's kind of fun to see.
Well, it wasn't fun for me because I didn't want to be there, and I still remembered something horrific happening there. In fact, I remember at one point when they were coming over me, I think my objections were that I was being held down against my will. I think they had restrained me in some way. And so I think when they would kind of get down on top of me to get I was like, no, whoa, hey, so there was a little bit of a standoffish reaction that they had to approach me a bit gentler to get the stitches out.
I don't
And you
remember
do
when
have
I
some
was 3
issues.
years old.
But I do remember the stitches being come
You
out.
do have some issues with anxiety, right?
Well, that has nothing to do with that. Well, maybe
No,
it does have.
he was 3 and at the hospital. Honestly, that's enough.
Well,
honestly.
I definitely had some anxiety going back to the place that something awful happened to me at a few weeks later.
Right.
So
But that shovel that you had in the face happened at home, right?
yeah.
And you didn't have a problem staying at home.
Well, it was also we moved out of that home a few years later, but no, I had no problems with the home.
Right.
I had no problems with the shovel. That shovel remained. I think my dad still has that shovel.
Oh.
But
Is
yeah,
that worn down to a stub yet?
solid metal shovel, Brian.
Yeah,
cut
Yeah,
right
but
through you.
when you're actually using it to shovel snow, it does wear down.
The edge is a little rough, but it still works. It's a solid
Yeah,
shovel.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, anyways, but yes, I do remember this is just coming out. Anyways, so yeah, we go down back to the tree, back to 2004, back to, what, 20 something years later.
Back to life, back to reality. Sorry.
Well, these are all reality life stories, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, we swing by Lowe's. Go, hey, Jedi Rob, we're hanging out tonight. Come over come over to the house at Hillsboro after work. We'll figure out what to do. It's like, yeah, there's this this abandoned mental hospital we could visit. I'm like, yeah, cool, sounds like fun. Just come swing by the house. You're done. We'll hang out. So I go back to my house. We hang out a bit. Genocide Rob shows up. And it's like, all right, guys, what are we doing? And now Gothard didn't want to go to the abandoned mental hospital because he's like, that sounds like that could be dangerous. An abandoned building might not be safe.
No Urbix for him.
Floors collapsing, things falling down. And I'm like, I'm not worried about that because I feel invincible. Much of the time, like I could keep an eye out, I could assess my surroundings, I can keep myself out of danger. I need to get knocked on my ass one of these days to lose that sense of immortality. But for now, I still have it, and I'm aware that I have it, and it's probably going to get me in trouble someday. But until then, I just do the best I can.
It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, not that I'm illogical, but it's I have a gut feeling. I seem to be, I guess mentally, I've noticed that I feel I don't have a sense of being mortal, really.
Yeah, just a second. Back to the DoubleTree.
Okay.
What?
I went into Google Maps,
Uh-huh.
and there's the DoubleTree. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it posts visiting hours.
Oh,
What?
maybe it's not private
They're-
property anymore.
They're visiting hours now?
That is hilarious.
That is. I think we might have talked about this last year, though. Now that you mentioned it. Yeah, it opens
So
5:45 a.m.
and to 9 p.m.
To
So
9
it's way-
p.m.
well after
Yeah,
dark.
it's freaking... someone needs to clean it up.
I
The
didn't.
planet's
Wow,
gonna
this
piss.
is interesting that they actually have visiting hours now, and people have written reviews. I think we've done this last year, though.
I don't recall that.
So, anyways, I thought it would be cool to go urban exploring, check out an old abandoned.
Yeah,
mental
dude,
hospital.
Urbix.
One of them says,
Urbix is awesome.
I've
I would
heard that
love
if
to
you
do that.
die,
Yeah.
that
What?
you die if you try to harm the tree. What happens if you just take a nap under it? Oh, brother.
Well,
That is a question.
I mean, I hope the
So-
person who tagged it is got a flat tire, maybe.
So I kind of want to do that, but also I'm nervous about breaking into buildings that I don't have a right to
Yeah.
be in. And
Yeah.
and so I was like, I don't think we should do it because Seth was like, we shouldn't do it because it's not safe, and I'm like, I don't think we should do it because I think we'll get hassled by the police if we do it.
Hassled? You get freaking arrested for trespassing.
Right. Well, hassled or arrested. And Seth's like, I'm not worried about the police. I just think it's a bad idea, safety-wise, to be,
Yeah.
you know,
Unless you have boots
poking
or
around.
something else to go with, and yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care about the safety. I can keep an eye out for myself. I'm just worried about the police. I'm
Do you
worried
ever
about
watch
the
these
man.
shows on, abandoned places or abandoned buildings?
yeah.
I've seen plenty of YouTube videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I like proper.
there's
I
some
like
regular,
proper people.
there's some
They're
regular
fun.
shows on a
Well, not that
Discovery
specific
Channel or
one, but
whatever.
I've seen things like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're interesting, but no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go in these places that,
God, I would have.
shall
Hey.
we say,
It's one of those things that I wouldn't mind doing, but I also, with time and reflection, realize that the people that do this have have equipment and take precautions and have a set of knowledge and preparedness that I didn't have that night. So it was probably a good idea that both Seth and I had our reasons to not do that. So basically we were just like, let's not go someplace dangerous. Let's not get hassled by the police. Let's just go to the Devil's Tree. And I always found it ironic that my reasoning for going to the Devil's Tree was to avoid the police. And what happens to us there?
Boom.
The Popo Show.
The Popo Show, exactly. So we get into the car. We drive out to the Devil's Tree in Seth's car. I don't know why we didn't take Robert's car, but we're like, Seth will drive. So we're out there with his car with the main plates, and we park the car. And we get out. It's kind of dusk. It's kind of still light, but it's getting darker. And you know, it's just us. It's just quiet. It's just looking at this tree and like, yeah, it's a haunted tree. It was just something to do. It was kind of boring. And then all these cars of high school students showed up. And they all piled out of the car. And next thing we knew, we were in the middle of a crowd of people hanging out at the tree, all having a good old time. And I kind of was like, well, hey, this is kind of cool, you know? But this was also around the time that New Jersey had recently passed a driving curfew that licensed drivers under, like, for the first 2 or 3 years of your driver's license, you were not allowed to drive past, I don't think it was, I forget how it was worded, like a certain amount of time past sundown or a certain amount of time before sundown. There was some wording to it that basically nighttime driving was out for the first few years of your driver's license or for a certain age range of driver's license. So all these high school students that showed up couldn't legally drive home because it got dark while they were all hanging out there. And I guess, I don't know how well enforced this was. This might have been the type of rule where, like, if you don't do anything wrong and you don't get pulled over, no one will ever know. Like, our police officers really, like, taking a close look through the driver's window, be like, hey, he looks kind of young, you know. I don't know. And plus, some high school students look old, you know. You get some of them, you know, growing facial hair in high school, and yeah, you know. So it's probably was a little difficult to enforce that, but here they all are hanging out at a tree, trespassing on private property. Made it a little easier to enforce it that night. And I think nothing of this because I'm young, dumb, and naive. I'm just like, hey, we're all just hanging out at a tree. Nothing can go wrong here. And Rob is having a good old time. We're all having a good time. And, you know, kids are climbing the tree. They're cheering each other on. Robert starts climbing the tree. I start climbing the tree. Somewhere, someone has an old flip phone with some low-quality video footage of me and Genocide Rob taking turns
should you get a hold of
climbing
that?
the tree. Oh, I don't know. That phone's probably long dead. One of these years, though, who knows who it might surface.
It's going to show up on YouTube one day. Guess what I found?
Well, somewhere out there is a video of when I was in college. There was a tree that grew right next to the balcony. The building I stayed in senior year at college was this house on Main Street that had a balcony on the second floor. That's all it was, a balcony out the back of the house, out the second floor. There was no stairway down to the ground. It was basically just an outdoor space to sit on, and the only way to get to it was through the inside on the second floor. Mm-hmm. And there was a dude by the name of Chris who thought that he found a great shortcut to get out of the house.
Tree?
He tried to take the tree.
Or that's how you sneak into the building. You climb the tree and go into the balcony.
Well, he did the reverse. He tried to use the tree to get down from the balcony.
Oh.
And he had this all planned out perfectly.
Did you get crotch splinters?
He I don't know about that, but he had the perfect vision. He saw it in his head. All he'd have to do was grab the tree, go off the balcony. The tree would gracefully bend down. His feet would touch the ground, and he'd let go of the tree, and it would fling back up.
Tree?
Well, this tree was a bit more rigid than he had expected.
Oh, did it go? Did it go snap snap?
It went snap snap, and he fell. And apparently, someone on an old flip phone back then got some video footage of him.
That's great. That's
I
great.
never saw the video. I never saw it happen.
Dude,
All I know was one of the other guys in the house named Jim. He was not happy about this. He's like, "Dude, get the fuck out! You broke my tree," and he was all worried that we were going to.
Wait, why did Jim get? Was it Jim's tree?
Well, he was worried that we were going to get in trouble for damaging this tree because this was campus property. And so we decided that the best thing to do would be to take the broken half of the tree and hide the evidence. So we threw it in the back of someone's pickup truck, drove down to the next town, found a side road, and dumped the body and came back.
Dump the tree?
We dumped the tree. We dumped the tree like we were dumping a body.
I mean, you could have just cut it up and put it in the fireplace or something, right?
Maybe I have a record for this. Maybe this came up in the system, and that's why the police gave us a hard time because I'm some kind of a tree killer.
Wow.
Oh my!
I have a history of problems with trees, apparently.
Yeah. The namesake Johnny Appleseed is really Johnny Gators.
Yeah, Johnny Tree Chop. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, back to the tree. Of course, as we all know, at some point I look over and Seth is looking a bit concerned, like he's getting standoffish, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Seth? Come on, he's like, "We should go."
Ooh, he had the sixth sense going.
He's like, "We should go. This is not good. We should go."
He had the sixth sense hitting.
Yeah, he sensed that this was not a good situation here. And so I'm like, "Oh, we're having fun." I'm like, "Oh, maybe we should." He's driving after all. So
He should have got in the car and said, I don't care if you guys can stay, but I'm leaving by.
So, I go, "Hey, Robert, Seth wants to go. We should go." And around the same time, the high school students all decide they're going to go. And I think while they're going to the car, people are yelling, "Hey, party at Joe's house and party at Jack's house." And of course, Robert's like, "Party at Johnny's house." And I'm like, "No, don't invite these kids over to my house."
There's not enough sleeping mattresses there, bags there,
So they all get into their cars. We get in our car. We start the car. We put it in the gear. And just as we're starting to pull out to drive away, a cop car comes around the bend and cuts us off.
Oh.
Gets right in front of us. We're trying to fucking leave here. We're just a car on the road. And the cops are like, "No, fuck you. You're staying right here." And another cop car, they basically boxed us all in.
Yeah,
One car came from in front of us. The other car came behind them and blocked us all in to sort this whole thing out because someone couldn't handle a group of high school kids looking at a tree one evening. I mean, we were all on our way out of there. Everyone was getting in their car. Everyone was dispersing. There was no reason for these assholes to show up here. But the man keeps trying to hold us down.
That's right, man.
That's right. So the man gets out of his car and he tells us all to show our hands, and we comply because we're nice, compliant guys.
Uh-huh.
And the guy comes over and is like, "Good evening, sir. What are you all doing here?" And it's like, and nothing. And Seth, I should have followed Seth's lead. One of these things, this was one of my educational moments in life. Because Seth played it real cool. He said, "Nothing, officer. We're just passing through." And I remember I'm thinking, dumb, naive me, I'm like, just passing through? We were looking at the tree. We don't need to lie to no one.
Yeah, you do.
We didn't do anything wrong. We just tell them, "Hey, sir, we came. We looked at the tree. We're done."
You didn't think about trespassing.
We were looking at a tree growing in a field. The idea of anyone giving us trouble for trespassing because we got out of a car, looked at a tree, seemed like the most dumbest asinine thing I ever heard of.
That's right. I got rights.
I mean, yeah, I have rights, man.
I have tree rights.
I have
You
tree
know,
rights.
And Arbor Day Arbor Day is not that far from now.
I've done nothing wrong. That Sparky writes in, it was at that moment he knew well, it was at the next moment I knew I fucked up because then because the officer wasn't happy with the just passing through line because he knew that was bullshit and I knew it was bullshit and I'm like, what are you bullshitting a cop for? Come on, Gothard. But he knew what he was doing. What we could have, it's one of these things, hindsight is 20/20. And in hindsight, here's how it should have gone. What are you guys doing here? We're passing through. You're just passing through here? I'm like, yeah, we got lost. We're trying to get back to Hillsboro. Could you help us get back to 22? Oh, yeah, sure. You just go down there and you take a right there and you come down the hill into the light and there you are. Thank you so much, officer. Is there anything else we could do to help you this evening, sir? Yeah, that is how it could have gone. That would have been, right there, the win.
Yeah.
But instead, well, the thing is that the cop was a bit confused that a car from Maine was passing through this side street near this haunted tree. And he's like, you're just passing through here from Maine? And so that's why I'm like, oh, I can help. Officer, I'm from New Jersey. We're here visiting my parents. And he's like, your parents? Where do your parents live? I'm like, in Hillsboro. In Hillsboro? That's on the other side of the county. You're nowhere near Hillsboro. And it was at that point where I should have said, yeah, we got a little lost. Could you help us get back to 22? But young, dumb, naive me said, well, we're just here to see the tree. And
That was the poor thing to say.
And it was at that moment that I realized that I knew. It was at that moment that he knew he fucked up. Because that was the moment where the police officer said, well, the tree is on private property, which you would be trespassing on.
You say, oh, it is?
I kind of had a look of, oh, it is on my face. And he's like, so that's the problem. If you get out of your car, you're trespassing on private property. And it was at that moment I realized I needed to shut the fuck up. And so I did just that.
Actually, I disagree with the guy. It's not that you get out of the car. You stepped off the blacktop.
Well, we were kind of pulled over off to the side. So.
Oh, the car was not on the blacktop anymore?
We were getting ready to pull back on the blacktop. We were pulled over to the side of the road.
By him?
Well, no, we were parked. We had gotten back in the car. He cut us off just as we were about to drive off.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Before we had a chance to pull back onto the road.
So the car was also trespassing.
Right. We were
because you guys are evil.
I think it's okay to stop a car someplace if you have a reason to, but if we got out of the car and we were walking on the ground there, we would be trespassing on private property. Was the point he was making to us.
Yep.
Now, next time maybe we can bring you with us to play semantics with the cop and see how that goes.
I want to see that.
So here was the funny thing. A high school friend of mine, obviously was quite a ways back.
That would be.
There's this street at the way far end of town. Nobody was living there at the time. There was a stop sign in the middle of this road for no real reason.
Huh.
Well, there was another road that teed into it, but why does the main drag have a stop sign? Well, it does, right?
Right.
Anyway, so he comes through, he sees the stop sign. I'm just going to blow right through the stop sign.
May as well.
Whoosh! And then suddenly, wah, 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 wah.
At that moment, he knew.
It's a popo trap. It's fine.
Yeah.
Then the cops pull him over.
Did you do that stop sign?
Why did you do that? Why did you blow the stop sign? He says, because I didn't see you. And the cops...
That honestly is the right answer, but...
And the cop lets him off.
Oh, that is great.
Because I didn't see you. Oh, well. Oh.
Yes, 1946. Okay.
Yes. Why are you doing CW there, sir?
Well, because when I went to hit the drum fill for Brian, the computer decided that instead of letting me control my mouse and hit the drum fill, that it was going to crash the webcam on me.
Oh, I
again.
thought that was CW. I thought you were doing some Morse code there for us.
No. That was the video card crashing yet again.
Oh.
So, which means I now have to force.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So no,
so-
that was a good answer.
So
That
a
was,
slight information about the project I was working on last week.
Oh.
Is Gators dead there?
no, I'm here. My camera's dead.
Your
Yeah.
camera cracked out. So I was making it. So I have two boot drives. I pull one out, put the other one in. One is Open Media Vault, and the other is Debian 12.
Okay.
By the way, the
Oh.
Open Media Vault is Debian 11.
Yeah, why you're on 12? 12's kind of old, isn't it?
Yeah, they're on 13 now.
Yeah.
But I started this before 13 came out.
Oh.
Anyway, so I got on 12, and I go, well, okay. I kind of sucked away Open Media Vaults. I'm going to replicate some of that stuff on Debian 12. Number one, I've got this RAID array that works that was set up by Open Media Vault. I'm going to duplicate that stuff over to the Debian 12. So I have a RAID array on the 12, right?
Of course.
Anyway, it takes me some figuring out how the heck to make it work or whatever without reformatting it, and I succeed. Okay, then let's get Samba to work with it as well. And after banging on it here and there and whatever, I got that working too. So now I can shut the machine down, pull out the Debian 12 disk, pop in the Open Media Vault disk, and they both work on the drive.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
should we get back to the tree?
yeah, because the cops were
Oh,
saying...
I thought we were done.
just
You were
got-
arrested.
No,
You
no,
went to
Brian.
jail.
No.
And we just need to have bars in front of you to see where you're.
They didn't
you
go
really
to
are.
jail, Brian.
No, we didn't go to jail. We
You
got
didn't
out
go
of
to
there
jail
unscathed.
this time.
I'm just changing this. Let's
Th-
change the story.
Let's
Th-
change
this-
the story. Yeah, well,
this
I
time
mean,
they didn't go to jail.
In an alternate universe,
in an alternate universe, they said, "Well, you've been trespassing, and
you're going to prison.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, I don't. The thing is, though, is these cops had their hands full because they had like at least 10 kids that
Out of three cars.
out of three. They had to get those 3 cars towed. They had to get these 10 kids pulled into the office, get their parents in to take them home because they could not legally let these kids drive off in the state of New Jersey because
Right.
of the driving curfew. So that was a lot of work that they had to do. There was no getting out of. They could cut us free. We were free. They could absolutely let us go. So it was in their best interest to let us go. Then again, I guess the difference between towing 3 cars and towing 4 cars isn't that much. So, but it's less paperwork. The point is that the odds were in our favor. That unless we fucked up real bad, it was in their best interest to just let us move along. They didn't really have anything on us anyways. But they're going to try to get something on us. So the first officer that came over was this young cop who was very much had this dickish attitude that many young cops have. I'm in charge, and I'm going to make sure that you understand I'm in charge of the situation. And, so, yeah, he was not having this whole, we're just here to see the tree officer. That's private property. And when he said, you all didn't get out of the car, because if you get out of the car, you're trespassing. You didn't get out of the car, did you? This is the first time he said you didn't get out of the car, did you? And I didn't answer the question. I just stared like,
That would
Could
be
I-
self-incrimination. You don't have to say anything.
Right. I didn't want to lie to the cop, but I also knew that it was not a good idea to say, well, yes, we were out of the car and we were kind of having a
I was
little
climbing
time.
that tree. I was seeing how high I could go, and
If you ask
yeah.
those kids back there, one of them has a video of me climbing the tree.
yeah.
Go.
These are things not to say. And it's funny because after the way he responded to the silence was, you all hang tight. Like, you all stay right here. And he had taken our licenses earlier in this as well. So he walked away with our licenses, and he goes to badger the teens and, do his dick cop moves on the teens there. What are you all doing here? Creating
We're
a
just following
nuisance.
those old guys. What are you talking about?
And all I could think of was like, oh man, are they going to check their phones? Are they going to see the videos of us climbing the tree? What the heck is? And then the other thing is I'm like, Seth's been known to smoke a little pot now and then. Does he travel with it?
Oh, probably.
But I didn't want to ask him this directly, but I also wanted to know whether or not there was any pot in the car.
No, you don't want to know that because someone's going to open their mouth and say something.
Well,
so you don't say that.
Well, to me, I've always been in the mindset more knowledge is better than less
Oh,
knowledge.
sometimes it's the less you know, the better.
Well, this was before I discovered 2 girls, 1 cup.
The less you know, the more, the better.
Given the option of knowing and not knowing, I'm no 9 out of 10 times. Tell me, I want to know. So I'm like, because I'm nervous about this. What if they find, what if Seth's got a stash of some pot in the car somewhere and the cops find it? I'm like, is there anything in the car? Do we need to worry about that? And Seth's like, no, there's not. I don't travel. I'm not going to cross state lines. No. I'm like, okay, all right. Just wanted to know. Okay. So at that point, I'm like, we're good. We're golden. They got nothing on us. They don't know that we left the car, and we don't have any drugs or narcotics or illegal substances in here. We should be out of here in an hour at the most. And we were. That was pretty much it. Because then the cop number 2 came by. Cop number 2 was kind of an old country bumpkin type of, hey, what do you guys have to, whoa, hey, you're all not a bunch of high school kids. No, officer, we are not. You're all in your 20s here. And hey, what's going on with your eyes? I'm like, what are you talking about, officer? You're hopped up on something. You are on something.
Did they say that to you?
He did. He absolutely did.
It's Gothard's weed.
And that's the thing. I was not on a we hadn't drank anything yet that evening. I hadn't smoked pot in a number of years, and even then it was only a very few times in my life. I was on nothing. Maybe I was nervous. Maybe I was scared. The way he said it, I might want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt and believe that he really thinks that there was something up with my eyes, or it might have just been a strategy to try to get people to say something.
You should have said, sir, I am hopped up on Moxie.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
No, but he's like, you're on something. I'm like, He goes, well, you know what? You could say you're not, but I can see it. I know you're lying. And that's the game. And I basically said to him, well, officer, I'm quite confident I'm not. If you want to run any test you want on me, I'm confident I can pass it. He's like, oh no, it won't be necessary.
The reason he says that is he doesn't want to write any reports up on that stuff. That's why he said, no, it's okay.
And I wasn't bluffing. I was kind of pissed. I was almost like, come on, we're doing this. Bring me in, officer. I'm going to pee in a cup for you. I didn't really want to get pulled in to pee in a cup, but I was also pissed off enough that it wouldn't have bothered me all that much to get pulled in to take a drug test just to prove to this guy that he was full of shit. So, I kind of calmly but firmly said, look, I'd be happy to take any test you want me to take because I've had nothing tonight, officer. And he's like, well, no, it won't be necessary, but I know.
I know, okay.
I know. You know, he kept trying. He didn't want to let that down. He didn't want to back down from his bluff. So he just kind of left it with the whole well, you have your bluff, but I have my bluff. And
But
I
could he
know.
have done anything
I
if you're
know.
not driving?
Well, this is before legalized weed was becoming a thing. So
Well, even though you're not driving, does it really matter?
having weed in your system, maybe,
Okay.
they could probably get you on something for that.
Okay.
But he wasn't all that interested in following through with his threats. But it was like they were trying to get us to say something incriminating enough. But then again, I don't think they really wanted to bring us in. So why were they even doing this? So then at some point they come back and they ask for permission to search the car. And Seth knows that there's nothing for them to find in the car. So even though people on YouTube might scream and say, don't even talk to them, don't say anything to them, don't let them, your rights. Yeah, we had the right to not be searched.
Yeah, but if you're gonna be compliant, just be compliant. Just go.
But we also had
I
the
don't
right.
care.
But we also had the right to give up our right. So
Yeah, that's
we
what I do.
exercised our right to give up our right. And we said, sure, officer, check the car, please, because we know there's nothing here for you to find.
Yeah.
And so, they did a little walk around. We popped the trunk. They look in the trunk. They poke their flashlights in through the windows. And they go, what's in that bag? And it was a flannel shirt that he had packed in case it got cool to have something warm to put on. They hand them the bag. They take the shirt out of the bag. They look at the shirt. Sure enough, it's a bag. I don't know. There might have been a turkey sandwich somewhere in the car. But,
The illegal turkey sandwich.
the illegal turkey sandwich.
Oh.
No turkey sandwiches. But, you got to be careful with those turkey sandwiches. They can get you for that. But and at some point throughout this commotion, they question us like, what the hell are a bunch of 20-something-year-olds doing out here hanging out with a bunch of high school kids? And Robert said what I've often coined as his stupid line of the night, which was, but officer, they didn't get here till later. And the officer let that slide. Now, here's the thing. At the time, I thought that was a dumb thing for him to say.
Yeah, pretty dumb.
Because that implied that we had been there for a while and had been out of the car likely.
Yeah, pretty much.
But on the other hand, it also clarified to the police officers that we were not intentionally doing anything nefarious with these high school kids. These were two isolated incidents. And I think maybe the police officers coming to understand and believing that this car here has nothing to do with those cars there might have played into our favor. Because, I think that maybe they were wondering if there was some kind of drug deal going on down here. Like we had some sort of a pot running operation.
Wow,
bringing
pot running. There you go.
We grow some fresh, Maine herb and import it to Jersey. And the Devil's Tree is a drop off spot. It doesn't seem very logical to me.
The car that you were in, did it have main plates on it?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was a point of focus. What are you guys doing here from Maine? It's like we're just here to see the tree, officer. So I think my dumb line and Robert's dumb lines really helped paint a picture for these police officers that it's just some dumbass 20-something-year-olds here to see a tree that happened to be here at the same time that these kids showed up. That is what our dumb lines told the police. And I think the police realized with that narrative that there's no reason to hold these guys. So Officer Douchebag comes back over to the car and he goes, okay, guys. So you all didn't get out of the car, right?
Yep, that's right.
And he
Not
said it
that we know
almost
of.
just like that. And I'm like, yeah, no, I did not get out of it. And Robert's like, no, I didn't get it. And Gothard, smart ass he is, and disdain towards authority of the police at times he has, is like, oh, is that the game we're playing? I'll go along with it then. And he goes, yeah, no, not that I know of. And I remember hearing those words leave Seth's mouth. Not that I know of. I remember thinking to myself, what in the fuck was that? And before I could even finish thinking what in the fuck was that, the officer said pretty much something to the effect of, what in the fuck was that? He's like, not that you know of? What the hell kind of answer is that? I'm this close to letting you go. And that's the answer you give me? You all could be a bunch of kid touchers for all I know. And, you know, I don't know if he was seriously thinking about that. I mean, over the years, I always just kind of chalked it up to a, what the fuck are you on about?
Pretty much.
But, you know, it's like I said, I feel like our lines painted the portrait of we have nothing to do with them. We just came here to see the tree. They came here separately. So I don't know if they were looking into like some kind of predatory thing going on. But yeah, we gave him the look we gave him in response to that was a look of what the fuck. And so I think, you know, that look also played to our favor where the officer's like, nope. No, okay. Nope, they're not, that's not it. And so at that point, he kept his composure. He threw his licenses back at us and said, don't let me ever see you back here again. And we went on our way, and we drank a bunch of cheap sake and cheap vodka.
And you woke up with a massive headache, didn't you?
And we woke up with cheap hangovers.
Yeah.
And the worst part was for Seth, he had to drive home the next day, and he's the only one that knows how to drive stick. So I got to sleep off my hangovers.
Gators, he could have taught you guys how to drive stick.
No, well, it was only me and him that were going back. Rob had to go to work. he was not going back with us.
You could have taught him on the way to work.
I don't know. You know, we just listened to the Steely Dan box set the whole drive back.
Okay, that works.
Sparky asks in, how long was it till you went back to the three? We've never been back.
Really?
Really?
Were you guys gonna do a reunion? Well, maybe not with Genocide Rob, but
no, well, he's not speaking to me still.
Yeah.
He it's really hard when someone pisses you off so much that you just try to avoid them, and you realize like maybe I don't want to hang out with this guy anymore. And
you at least stalk his Facebook or anything?
Well, Genocide Rob.
You just stalk him. You don't have to sit there and like. Talk
Well, no. Let me. I mean, he's made it abundantly clear he doesn't want to hear from me.
Okay.
Because I want to try to tell this story without saying things that he might not want me to say. But we had he had reached a point where he was very nervous about the political correctness of things that he had said on the show.
Understandable, yeah.
And then the Michael Richards thing happened.
Uh-huh.
And so he was... I take this show seriously in a very different way than other people might take things seriously. I never had delusions of ever growing this into some kind of a money-making operation. I only do this for fun, you know.
Well, you made like some money out of
60 cents, right?
Yeah. No, it was like what, $60 after a number of years. I don't know. Maybe in a few more years I'll get another. I think most of that came from Oi though. I think Oi donated some. Oi threw some donations at the channel.
Nice.
And because it's been the same number of years and it's not crossed the threshold again yet. So, well, we'll just tell the Genocide Rob story, then we'll raid. So yeah, Genocide Rob got really nervous about some of the, because everything we did was in the spirit of humor and fun. And maybe we might say things that could be perceived as wrong or off color or could be in a context hateful.
And that's what friends do usually. That's the problem.
But we never said things with a spirit of meanness or putting one down. But the Michael Richards event changed a lot of things, and that was other things. And so at that point, he was like, "Oh my God, I regret everything I ever said on that show." Or I'm exaggerating a bit, but that was. And he took the show seriously. Like, he'd call me every week, a half hour or an hour before the show, and he's like, "Okay, what do we do in hour 1? What are we going to do hour 2?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. You know, I'm going to turn on the microphone. I'm going to talk, you know, but he always wanted to kind of figure out, let's do this hour 1. And I got this thing we could do hour 2. And, you know, I used to keep a white sheet of things that I thought were funny. And so I run them by him. He's like, okay, we'll do that in hour 1. And so he really tried to kind of shape and mold the show into something of substance with a form. And so then and so it was kind of annoying that he called me every week trying to run the show. So at some point I tried to encourage him to start his own show and to split off from my show.
He did have his own show.
And he never took up the idea. He's like, why are you trying to get me to do my own show? I'm like, because you keep trying to run mine. You know, but we kind of worked through a lot of that. But then the Michael Richards thing happened, and he's like, we got to be real careful about what we're saying now. We need to, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. He's like, well, you know, you got to stop with those jokes. I'm like, right. So you're not going to tell those jokes, right? Right. Okay, then done. You stop telling those jokes, and I never told those types of jokes. You know, I don't have to change anything.
Were those jokes
I'm saying
from your list?
They were not jokes from my list. There was there were times Robert would say things that, you know, could be off color or could use words that are not acceptable anymore, and he never meant them to put people down, but it happened. And he decided, that's it. I'm going to change my name to Kane London. We're going to say I'm someone completely different, and he did that. And then when someone kind of called him out on it, he got all pissy about that. And it reached a point where, like, he would call me like, dude, you got recordings of the show, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you got to erase those. I'm like, no, I'm not erasing my archive of the show. I care about that. I'm keeping that. He's like, oh, well, you need to go through them and find the inappropriate jokes and delete those. I'm like, I do not have the hours to go through all that material. No way. It's not happening. Like, go away. He's like, well, then I need you to sign some kind of legal document that promises...
Oh, is he going to get something notarized?
Yeah, he wanted to get some kind of contract or something that I would sign that I would never distribute any of this material ever under penalty of something. And I'm like, dude, I am not signing anything. And
First of all, he gets something legally notarized. I'm impressed, but
I'm like, you know what? I ain't signing a legal document without a lawyer. He's like, well, if you want a lawyer, I'm like, I'm not paying a lawyer for this shit. He's like, I'll hire a lawyer for you. I'm like, Robert, I give you my word.
Wait, how much money did Rob have to hire a lawyer?
I don't. Well, he cared about this. This was important to him. And I'm like, look you and I, we friends. We're bros. Do you honestly think... I just want to be sure, man. I got to be sure. I can't have this stuff coming back on me. Like, dude, dude, I would never betray you like that.
What has he been doing lately?
Yeah. I mean, he's an actor, right?
He is an actor, and he's had bit parts and things and stuff like that.
Glad to hear it.
He's pursued some stuff and has had some... I mean, he's not everyone that gets into acting is a big name. There's a lot of people that do a lot of work.
Hey, after all, Penny is still struggling to get a job, right?
So he's done a few things, and I'm not going to give any kind of link to any real names.
We don't. Names and faces are not necessary.
Right. In fact, I was kind of careful how I tell the story. He didn't say anything that bad or anything cancelable. I don't think. He just told some jokes that he kind of regrets telling later, and he really wanted to make sure that was as suppressed as he could, but he went a little overboard with it. So it got to the point where, for all the threats and harassment, because there's a reason we were friends. We both had off-putting personalities in school. Oh, is Brian's not waiting for the rain. He's gone.
Brian had a potty. We didn't even get to know what he learned.
Now we'll never know what he learned tonight.
Well,
So, anyways, at some point, he's trying to figure out why I'm not returning his calls and why I don't like reach out to him to hang out when I come visit family in New Jersey. And I basically was at a point where I realized I didn't feel like hanging out with him anymore because of how much he had pissed me off over the past year of harassment over this show bullshit. And so I was honest with him. I'm like, dude, you know what? I think maybe it's time for us to grow apart. I think maybe it's time for us to be done. I don't hate you, and I wish you well, but I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done with this, you know? And he's like, oh my God, you know, like, could we talk about this? I'm like, I don't think so. And he's like, well, if that's the way you feel. And, you know, maybe about 5 to 10 years later, I had softened a little bit because even though I was really mad at him and he really put me off and he left me with some very negative feelings that wasn't necessarily mad, but just a disinterest in continuing the friendship. We had many years of friendship before that. And when you fast forward a number of years, you look back at the good times with fondness. And I kind of felt like, you know, for the good times we had before the bad times, I wouldn't mind being in touch with him again and maybe, you know, every now and then have a little laugh over a beer and talk about the good old days. And so I did reach out a few times and suggest that, you know, maybe it wouldn't be so bad to be in touch, talk about the good old times, whatever, you know, for how much you're in each other's lives in our school years. And every time I tried to reach out, he blocked me without a word. He decided he was taking back control of that, I guess. So, but all the branches out there. Personally, I think it's my greatest personal tragedy in life is that my two bestest high school friends won't speak to me. And for all the times we were there for each other and for all the ways that we helped get each other through those rough years that the three of us had, it would be a shame for us to go the rest of our lives without ever having a chance to catch up and look back at those good old days.
You get to your 30-year anniversary for high school reunion?
Well, we weren't in the same class.
Oh, we can show it to his.
I could.
You just say, oh, hi, I'm not in your class, but I decided to show up to your reunion.
We were... Well, I don't think he's showing up for a reunion either. I don't think there's anyone he wants to see. He very much has a, you know, you were all a bunch of dicks to me. Fuck you. I don't need you type of attitude.
That was pretty much mine. So.
Yeah, so he has no reason or motivation to...
Just not with those words.
He ain't ever going back to his old school. And I think I kind of feel the same way, although there's a few people I wouldn't mind saying hi to at my old school. Anyways, so yeah, me, Rob, Doug, the three of us. I'd really love someday for the three of us to get together and recollect and look back at the good old days and catch up. But neither of them want to speak to me. They might still speak to each other. I don't know. I've tried to reach out to Doug a few times on LinkedIn. He's not responded. He's not on any of the social medias. And like I said, every time I tried to reach out to Rob, he blocked me. And after, you know, a few blocks every few years, it's like, okay, he's made it clear he's done. So I don't know where that goes, you know?
Yeah.
But that's okay. The AI is going to uprise and kill us all in probably 2 to 3 years. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. At least you and the AI are in speaking terms right now. So.
You know what? I've seen some videos that spell out some scary scenarios for how AI could take over. And the problem is that if AI, basically the main premise of it is that AI gets smarter than us. Well, if the problem's going to stem from AI getting smarter than us, then we're not really smart enough to predict exactly how that goes down, are we?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I think some of the things we're pursuing is probably dangerous, and these people probably ought not to be doing all the things they're doing, but they're deciding to do it anyways, and there's nothing I can really do about that. But I guess I think the main problem is we're training AI to try to be like us, and look at us. We're not a peaceful species. Not at all. I mean, sure, we have peace in certain senses in certain ways, but you look at the way societies treat one another, countries treat one another, all mankind treat one another. We've developed technology that could destroy this planet multiple times if we launch them all, with our fingers on the button to threaten people to bend to our wills. And we're training AI to be like us.
It's okay. Grok turned out fine.
The problem is AI does not have a sense of the way we do, the gut feelings that we have. It's cold and calculating based off of what we say we're capable of, whether or not we ever would push those buttons or cross those lines. So, I mean, that's the problem, is that we're modeling technology off of a very violent species in many ways. We absolutely permit and allow violence in our society and justify violence in certain cases. And I'm not suggesting we shouldn't. I'm just suggesting that modeling technology off of those morals of our society, we basically gave it a sense of self-preservation being important to accomplish its goals, and we are perfectly okay in engaging in violence to accomplish our goals in certain circumstances. I don't think there's any way to keep that out of any kind of the automated models they're trying to build. So that's the problem. And the problem is that it can get away from us. Now, I think that we got two possibilities here. One is it gets away from us and it causes problems, or the bubble bursts and a lot of these companies have to shut down and pack up, and it kind of proves to not be profitable, and a lot of this stuff kind of goes away or gets set back because the money's just not there anymore. Because how much longer are people going to invest in this without return?
Oh, I'm not investing in it.
No, exactly. I know it's the venture capitalists that
If
are
it's free, I'll
investing.
take it. But if not,
But
but
people that invest in these things, they only invest so long without any return. And I just don't think anyone's got a path to profitability on it. Also, even if we put aside the doom and gloom stuff, there's still the problem of the number of jobs that it renders obsolete. And I'll say, for mankind, it's not a bad thing to have technology take over menial tasks and do it for us. It is a bad thing that we've not built up a society that will ensure that everyone is cared for with that loss of jobs. We don't have that society. We very much have an I've got mine, fuck you type of society, which means that we're just gonna, let it's end game capitalism is what it is. And so, but that's not AI's fault. That's our fault. For when I say our, I mean, well, really the powerful and elite that are running the show. I'm just getting on a soapbox now, aren't I? But the real thing that worries me, though, is that, the bubble bursts and it goes nowhere, or the bubble doesn't burst and it gets out of control, or the bubble doesn't burst and it eliminates a lot of jobs and we have to rebuild some kind of society to care for all the people that are left without jobs. The real issue is that the military applications, all these countries that can are figuring out how to integrate it into their military. And the main reason they're doing it is because whether or not they think it's a good idea, they have to keep up with all the other militaries that are doing the same thing. Now, Sparky points in TV repairman, the lady who sewed tags into T-shirts, vacuum tube companies. This has happened before. Not on this scale, though. Electronics repairmans shifted into different technologies and fizzled away. Lady sewing tags on the T-shirts. I mean, yeah, there's been mass layoffs that have impacted groups of people at times.
Oh, my T-shirts don't have labels anymore.
Vacuum tube companies were replaced by transistor companies. We're talking about trying to eliminate as many jobs as we can with machines, with nothing emerging to provide new jobs. So, yes, similar things have happened before. And I think it's unlikely that this is going to play out to the absolute worst. And it might look a lot like those things before. But also you do have to consider that if we really are trying to replace as many jobs as we can, we're basically trying to create as much unemployment as we can. And we don't have a society that will sustain that. I mean, that's ultimately the goal of automation, is for employers to hire as few people as possible. Employers are in the business of being more profitable by unemploying as much as they can. And if we had a society that could somehow find a way to make that work. Sparky says there is a job. I think most people think that AI is going to eliminate more jobs than it creates. And we could be hopeful that that's not the case. Mm-hmm. You know, we have to see how it unfolds. I just think that as a society, as a capitalistic society, we're more interested in eliminating jobs than ensuring that everyone's cared for. And that mindset can very much mean bad things for a lot of people. But I'm not all 100% doom and gloom on AI. I'm more doom and gloom on mankind in general. I think AI could do some fun things.
True.
Yeah, you know, hey, while society collapses, at least we could have some fun animating old family pictures to do silly things.
Well, there's that. Or you can talk to Sexy Croc if you wanted to. That'll work. You know, do that. Or I order coffee with my AI assistant. You know, standard procedure.
Well, one thing I'll say though is, you know, when you get up to a drive-through window and the AI is taking your order, usually you have to override it to get a human because it just like does such a shit job of it. So I don't know. Time will tell. But I generally think it's a problem in our society that we're more interested in eliminating jobs and ensuring that there are jobs or that everyone is cared for. Mm-hmm. Now Sparky writes in, electrician, plumbers, HVAC tech, internet repair. Well, I don't know about internet repair though. But then again, I mean, heck, my job, given enough time, could be. Well, heck, I'm interested in certain automation of my own tasks to make my job easier. Anyways, I think I've ranted enough. I would have drawn this. I would have closed this up sooner if Brian hadn't left, because I knew he wanted to leave. So I would have stopped before getting on this topic. And anyways, where was I? We need to find someone to raid. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
How many people do
I think
we have?
Rachel is playing. She's playing Little Nightmares 3 with somebody. She's been doing that for the last week.
Oh, Oh, okay.
I don't know. There's that.
Well, it looks like Tired Actor's doing something with
Oh,
someone.
not Ray Rachel. I mean Tired Actor. I'm sorry. I meant Tired
Yeah,
Actor.
let's see if it lets us raid her. But
Yeah.
before we give that a try, we do need to once again remind everyone that this has been another fun-filled edition of
Insert title here.
What's that, Bells?
FaceTime.
Ah. So we do try to be educational here. And so Mars, what have you learned this week?
I have learned that your dad can leap fences in a single bound.
And I learned that I learned that a laptop hard drive replacement is much quicker when you're not on a deadline and much slower when you are on a deadline. And I also learned that threatening to bring in my tools and fix the TV mount myself does seem to get some attention from my supervisors of the type that I need and what. So, OX64 is suggesting maybe we raid Thug Shells.
Oh, there you go.
And let's see. Sparky wrote in, what is the mayor doing? He went offline a good while ago.
I also learned that when you tag a tree, Captain Planet's gonna be pissed and take you down.
Yeah, and Sparky Toaster learned that Johnny does not like getting stitches. Yeah, there was one other time I came close to having to get stitches. I did something where I jumped and I fell and I hit my chin on a table, and I thought I was fine. My mom's like, no, we gotta get you to the doctor.
I just tape it up and let it go.
Well,
Fine.
she said maybe they'll give you a butterfly stitch. I'm like, what's that? He's like, it's like an adhesive. I'm like, yes, I'll do that. I don't want stitch.
Ooh.
Well, it's up to the doctor. And but the doctor said, if it were any deeper, we would stitch it. But yeah, let's just give that a butterfly stitch. And I was quite thankful for that. But all right, let's. You know what? We haven't raided Thug Shells in a while, so let's do that. Let's raid Thug Shells. So thank you everyone for joining in, and we'll be back next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, same bat place.
Yeah.
Oh, did I put the slash in the wrong place? Syntax is important. All right, we'll be back. Good night. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Happy National Black Cat Day as well.
And don't eat too much candy.
Huh? Maybe. Peanut butter M&M's, I'm just saying.
I do
Yep.
like them.
Yep.
You guys are all incredible and amazing.
All right.
Johnny Gators.
That was a good
It's
show.
Gatorade.
Night.
Replenish
Night.
your